Chapter 61 Returning home to continue cultivation. Returning to the residence arranged by the Uchiha clan, Hagoromo Chihin greeted his clansmen and then entered his own room. Taking off his shoes and lying on the bed, Hagoromo Chihin rested his arms under his head, recalling what had happened at the edge of the cliff. Hagoromo Chihin wondered why he had expressed such a dangerous idea to Hashirama and Madara. Had he truly wanted to create a peaceful world with them at that time? Perhaps that was part of the reason, and a significant part at that. But on the way back, Hagoromo Chihin seemed to have understood another reason. Perhaps, at that time, he had only wanted to show off when he told Madara and Hashirama his idea. Hagoromo Chihin, with the arrogance of a transmigrator, was showing off to the two of them, wanting them to see how perfect his method for peace was. As for why he wanted to show off to them, it was simply because they would become the god of shinobi and the shinobi world's Ashura in the future. In front of these two great figures, Hagoromo Chihin unconsciously displayed his superior points to them. This was probably his arrogance as a transmigrator. Thinking of this, Hagoromo Chihin shook his head helplessly. Indeed, is arrogance truly one's greatest enemy? He didn't know when he had acquired the flaw of arrogance. It seemed he needed to be more careful in the future and not let arrogance deliver a fatal blow at a crucial moment. One can have backbone, but never arrogance. Otherwise, once a person possesses arrogance, it will, without knowing when, become the weapon that buries him. 2 days later, the Uchiha clan's clan head, Uchiha Tajima, returned. Hagoromo Masakata and Uchiha Tajima discussed the handover of the Chishin iron mine. Afterward, the 10 people of the Hagoromo group prepared to leave the Uchiha clan estate and begin their journey home. At the entrance of the clan territory, 4th Elder, please don't bother, we are leaving. Now, Hagoromo Masakata exchanged pleasantries with Uchiha Mine Valley, while Hagoromo Chihin and the other 9 stood by. During these 2 days, Hagoromo Chihin had met Uchiha Madara several times. During their conversations, Uchiha Madara advised him not to entertain the thought of harming ordinary people, as it would bring disaster to the clan. And Hagoromo Chihin, naturally, sincerely, accepted Madara's advice. However, what Hagoromo Chihin truly intended in his heart would only be revealed by time. After a few words of farewell, Hagoromo Chihin and the 10 officially embarked on their journey home. Returning to the Hagoromo clan territory was not as troublesome as traveling to the Uchiha clan, which required waiting until morning to call. After a period of travel, the group of 10 finally returned to the clan territory in the evening. Hagoromo Masakata parted ways with Hagoromo Chihin at the entrance of the clan territory because he needed to report the specific details of the negotiations with the Uchiha clan to his own clan. It is worth mentioning that their 2-day wait was not in vain. After discussions with Uchiha Tajima, due to the ongoing war between the Uchiha and the Sanju, the Uchiha clan decided to take over the Chishin iron mine a month later. Before then, the Hagoromo clan could mine the Chishin iron mine, and the profits would belong to the Hagoromo clan. Although a month's time would not allow the Hagoromo clan to mine much. But even a small mosquito has meat. The Hagoromo clan had suffered heavy losses after the Great War, and even mining iron ore for just 1 month, the harvest would be extremely precious to the Hagoromo clan. Returning home, there were still 2 brats and a maid. He knew without a doubt that his father, Hagoromo Longchuan, was still handling clan affairs. After a simple dinner and a wash, Hagoromo Chihin returned to his room to rest. The jade plate set in the west, and the golden crow rose in the east. Hagoromo Chihin had breakfast and came to the courtyard. His 2 foolish Ododo were still practicing the wind release shuriken technique that Hagoromo Chihin had taught them. As the clan head's sons, the 2 brats naturally had good talent, and they were now able to successfully use this ninjutsu. However, due to their age and chakra reserves, the ninjutsu performed by the 2 brats simply could not compare to Hagoromo Chihin's in terms of destructive power. Smiling in the direction of the 2 brats, Hagoromo Chihin walked to a shady spot and took out the rubber ball he had prepared earlier. I went out for some fresh air, now I'll continue practicing Rasengan. Previously, due to a lack of patience, he couldn't complete the 2nd stage of Rasengan, which was why he thought of going out for a walk. As a result, he coincidentally met Hagoromo Masakata, who was preparing to go to the Uchiha clan. Now that he had relaxed enough, it would be inexcusable not to continue practicing. Shaking his head to clear away those messy thoughts, Hagoromo Chihin began to calm his mind and condense chakra in the rubber ball in his hand. Creak. As the chakra rotated, the surface of the rubber ball began to change irregularly. After about 2 or 3 seconds, bang, the rubber ball in his hand suddenly exploded. The ease with which it happened startled Hagoromo Chihin. It's done. Hagoromo Chihin looked at the ruined remains of the rubber ball in his hand with some surprise. However, to confirm that he had indeed completed the second stage of training, Hagoromo Chihin picked up another rubber ball and experimented again. After about 2 or 3 seconds, bang, the rubber ball exploded again. It's really done. Hagoromo Chihin looked at his palm with a face full of pleasant surprise. Immediately after, he picked up another rubber ball. Bang, 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 ... Not until all the rubber balls around him had exploded did Hagoromo Chihin confirm that he had indeed completed the second stage of training. "Ni-san, what are you doing?" Seeing Hagoromo Chihin constantly making bang bang noises with rubber balls, the two little ones couldn't help but walk over curiously. Looking at the curious eyes of the fifth and sixth, Hagoromo Chihin smugly threw away the ruined remains of the rubber ball in his hand. "Haha, my foolish Odoto, I am creating a ninjutsu. If it's completed, its destructive power will reach A rank." Hagoromo Chihin shamelessly claimed the invention of Rasengan as his own. Anyway, without him, the birth of Rasengan would have to wait several decades. So, there seemed to be nothing wrong with him saying it was his own created ninjutsu. Hearing that Ni-san was actually creating an A-rank ninjutsu, the two brats immediately looked at Hagoromo Chihin with admiration. "Wow, Ni-san is amazing. I knew Ni-san must be the most talented ninja." Looking at the admiring little eyes of his two Odoto, Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but feel a little flattered. However, after less than 2 seconds, he reacted. "Wait, it's just the admiration of two brats, what's there to be happy about? I've really fallen." Thinking of this, he looked at the two with a serious expression. "Ahem, alright, you two go practice quickly, I need to continue creating ninjutsu. Then, Ni-san, when you create it, you must teach us." "Don't worry, I will definitely teach you." After receiving Hagoromo Chihin's promise, the two brats immediately happily ran back to continue their training. Watching the two retreating figures, Hagoromo Chihin returned to his room and took out the remaining balloons. Next, it's the third stage of training. Chapter 62 Hashirama's Decision. In the forest, Hashirama walked towards the clan territory with a perfectly flat stone in his hand, a faint smile on his lips, indicating he had been very happy just now. As he walked, a figure approached him from the front. Hashirama naturally tucked the stone into his chest. "What's wrong, Tobarama?" Senju Tobarama looked serious. "Anija, I have something to tell you." In silence, the two returned to the Senju clan territory. Next to the sprawling Senju buildings, fluttering red banners on tree branches indicated its ownership. Inside the room, Senju Butsuma stood with his arms crossed, his eyes sharp. "Hashirama, you've been meeting with a young boy often, haven't you?" "Huh." Hashirama's pupils instantly constricted, a look of disbelief on his face. "How did you know?" Senju Tobarama turned to look at Hashirama. "Father ordered me to keep an eye on you." Hashirama looked at Tobarama with some disbelief. "You?" Tobarama also crossed his arms like his father, then closed his eyes slightly, a hint of confidence in his tone. "In terms of sensory ability, I am above you." Senju Hashirama was instantly stunned. He pouted unhappily, turning his head aside, no longer speaking. "I'm really fed up. I love you so much, yet you're monitoring me. Doesn't your conscience ache?" It was unclear if Senju Tobarama's conscience ached, but Senju Butsuma stood beside him, a gloomy expression on his face as he looked at Hashirama. "You've been going out frequently lately, and I'm sure there's a reason. I investigated that boy. He is from the Uchiha clan." For some reason, a drop of sweat trickled down Hashirama's temple. "Huh." Senju Butsuma ignored Hashirama's reaction and continued speaking on his own. "He has also killed many skilled members of our clan. It is said he is a boy with innate ninja talent." Hearing this, Madara's figure appeared in Hashirama's mind. "Sure enough." Senju Butsuma looked at Hashirama and said, "It seems you're not surprised. You two wouldn't have already known each other's surnames, would you?" Senju Butsuma suddenly looked at Hashirama with sharp eyes. Hashirama shook his head without hesitation. "No, I don't know. I guess that guy also." "Madara, he probably guessed his identity too, right? Senju Butsuma suddenly glared, speaking to Hashirama in an incredibly forceful tone. You should understand what this means. The Senju clan and the Uchiha are enemies. However, Senju Butsuma immediately changed his tone. I haven't told the other members of the Senju about this yet. Once it leaks out, you'll be treated as a traitor. If you don't want to be seen as a spy, then after you meet that boy next time, follow him and bring back information about the Uchiha clan. This is a mission. At this point, Senju Butsuma's eyes suddenly filled with killing intent. If he discovers you, kill him. Hashirama's pupils instantly constricted, his face filled with terror. Then, realizing what was happening, he clenched his fists and looked up at Senju Butsuma. Wait, is he really from the Uchiha clan? Senju Butsuma nodded. That's right. If you expose your identity as a Senju, he will feign carelessness to steal information. You cannot trust him. Hashirama leaned forward to retort. No. He wouldn't. Senju Butsuma glared at Hashirama. It was his clansman who killed your brother. You trust him. No one knows what that boy's true intentions are. If you are deceived, you will put the Senju clan in danger. This, Hashirama didn't know how to refute. Just in case, Tobarama and I will also follow you. Understood. Hashirama remained silent. Senju Butsuma stared at Hashirama. What's your answer? Hashirama clenched his fists, his voice somewhat low. Understood. After speaking, he stood up and turned to walk out of the house. In the courtyard, Hashirama looked up at the night sky, then pulled out the flat stone from earlier in the day from his chest. After gazing at it for a moment, he seemed to have made a decision, gripping the stone tightly in his hand. Early the next morning, Hashirama and Madara arrived at opposite banks of the river as agreed. The two looked at each other across the distance, and Madara spoke first. Let's begin. Let's start with a skipping stone greeting. Oh, Hashirama seemed to be a beat slow in reacting. Only after Madara finished speaking did he nod blankly and pull the stone from his chest. Madara on the opposite bank also pulled out a perfectly flat stone. Then, with a tacit understanding, both of them threw their stones towards the opposite bank at the same time. Clap, clap. Madara reached out and caught the stone that skipped across the water, and his own stone also didn't disappoint, successfully reaching the opposite bank and landing in Hashirama's hand. However, the next second, their pupils instantly constricted, and they looked up at each other, Hashirama and Madara's gazes directly colliding. Looking at Hashirama, who had the same reaction as him, Madara waved his hand. Hashirama, I'm sorry, we can't play together today. I suddenly remembered I have something to do. After speaking, Madara turned and left. Hashirama's pupils slightly narrowed as he looked at Madara's retreating figure. Is that so? Then I'll head back today. After speaking, he also turned and left. On the stone in his hand, the words, run away, were clearly carved. Similarly, on the stone in Madara's hand, the words, it's a trap, leave quickly, were carved. Perhaps due to their bond, or perhaps due to their telepathy, both of them did their best to give each other a warning simultaneously. However, Senju Butsuma, hiding behind a tree, immediately reacted, gripping his sword hilt. So fast. Are they trying to escape? That Hashirama, he actually leaked information. Let's go, Tobarama. As his voice fell, Senju Butsuma directly charged out. Whoosh! Two dark figures streaked past Madara. In an instant, 4 figures stood in the middle of the river, confronting each other. At this moment, Hashirama and Madara, realizing what was happening, quickly stopped and sharply turned around, looking at their fathers and brothers. It seems our thoughts are the same, Senju Butsuma. Uchiha Tajima gripped the long sword behind him, looking at Senju Butsuma opposite him. And Tobarama, Uchiha Izuna gripped his short sword, staring intently at Senju Tobarama opposite him. Indeed, Uchiha Tajima and Izuna, Senju Butsuma and Senju Tobarama greeted the two opposite them with the same tone. As a single leaf slowly fell onto the water, the 4 confronting figures suddenly moved, their blades clashing fiercely. However, because there were children nearby, neither clan leader used their full strength. Yet, just as Izuna and Tobarama were in a stalemate, the 2 clan leaders suddenly jumped up, throwing their weapons fiercely at the other's child. Clink! With a crisp sound, Hashirama and Madara almost simultaneously threw the stones in their hands, deflecting the weapons flying towards their brothers. Chapter 63 Breakup. Thump 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 thump. 4 dull splashes echoed one after another as rocks and weapons fell to the riverbed. On both banks of the river, Hashirama and Madara remained in their throwing stances. Swish, swish. The 2 clan leaders descended from the air, and Hashirama and Madara simultaneously leapt into the center of the river. These 2 men, who were like brothers, now stood in complete opposition, their bond shattered due to their clans. I will never forgive anyone who tries to harm my younger brother. Madara's eyes blazed with fury as he growled in an incredibly resolute voice. Hashirama's gaze was equally firm, and his tone was very aggressive. The same goes for me. Madara looked deeply at Hashirama. Hashirama. What? All those silly, beautiful futures we talked about, in the end, we might truly never reach them. Despite Hagoromo Chihin's interference, it seemed nothing had changed between Hashirama and Madara. Hashirama continued to expound on his dream of establishing a village, and Madara gradually began to yearn for the beautiful future Hashirama depicted. But now, faced with someone who dared to harm his younger brother, even the most beautiful things were nothing more than an illusion. Madara, you. Hashirama's eyes were filled with disbelief. Madara looked at Hashirama and said, although our time together was short, I was truly happy, Hashirama. Listening to their conversation, Uchiha Tajima asked, 3 against 3, then. How about it, can we do it, Madara? Uchiha Madara lowered his head slightly, hesitated for a moment, then said, no, Hashirama is stronger than me. If we go head to head, we'll lose. Izuna, behind him, gaped slightly, his face filled with an expression of disbelief, a child stronger than Nisan. In his opinion, his Nisan was the most talented ninja, and even Hagoromo Chihin, just a few days ago, had only fought his Nisan to a draw. If he hadn't intervened, it would have been uncertain who would win. But now, his Nisan was telling him that the bumpkin opposite was even stronger than his Nisan. How could he believe that? Uchiha Tajima, behind him, also harbored some doubt. Is that so? He possesses such strength. Although he was the leader of the Uchiha clan, Uchiha Tajima himself was a very cautious person. He would not take risks before he was certain of victory. Retreat. Uchiha Tajima gave the order, intending to withdraw. Goodbye. Madara glanced at Hashirama and turned to leave. Seeing this, Hashirama quickly called out to Madara. Madara, you haven't really given up on our dream, have you? You finally came to share the same idea as me. However, before Hashirama could finish his sentence, Madara interrupted him, you are a Senju. If possible, I truly wish our ideas were different. My brother was killed by the Senju clan, and your brother also died at the hands of Uchiha clansmen. Therefore, there's no need for us to be honest with each other. From now on, let's meet on the battlefield, Senju Hashirama. By the end, Uchiha Madara's voice was trembling slightly. From this moment on, Senju Hashirama was erased from his heart. I am, Uchiha Madara. Madara turned his head, a tomo spinning in his blood-red Sharingan. Uchiha Izuna instantly pointed at Madara with an excited expression. Look, father, Nisan's eyes. Uchiha Tajima couldn't help but laugh at the sight. Haha, although we didn't get any intelligence on the Senju clan, we gained another good thing on our side. Sharingan, did it just awaken? Senju Butsuma looked at Madara's retreating figure, his face filled with a solemn expression. Senju Hashirama watched Madara's departing back, his heart unable to calm for a long time. He understood what the awakening of the Sharingan truly meant. Madara might be telling the truth. He might have truly erased this friend from his heart. Hagoromo clan territory. Hagoromo Chihin, who was cultivating, didn't know what was happening with the Senju and Uchiha. However, even if he did know, he wouldn't care, because their ideologies differed from his. At this moment, after many days of cultivation, Hagoromo Chihin had finally successfully mastered the Rasengan. He was seen holding a chakra orb in his right hand, gently pressing it against the wooden stake in front of him. The next second, the ironwood stake, which was extremely hard and used for training, was effortlessly pierced through. And the Rasengan in Hagoromo Chihin's hand was still rotating in an irregular chaotic flow. As expected of Naruto's signature ninjutsu for defeating enemies above his level, its power is truly formidable. Looking at the tree stump that had a hole punched straight through it, Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but exclaim. From now on, he could be considered to have a move that could decide a fight. Although he previously had the Wind God's sword as a substitute, it was ultimately not as convenient for short-range attacks. Now with the Rasengan, he could finally jump over and smack the enemy to death. Ni-san, have you completed this ninjutsu? Watching Hagoromo Chihin's actions, the youngest of the five, Little Fifth, rubbed his hands together expectantly. It looks so powerful. Little Sixth also looked at Hagoromo Chihin with expectant eyes. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin reached out and ruffled the two little ones' heads, then said with a smile, "Yes, I've completed it. However, this ninjutsu isn't something you two can learn at your current stage, so I can't teach it to you." "Huh, what?" Hearing this, Little Fifth was the first to express his dissatisfaction. "Ni-san, you clearly said before that you'd teach us right after you finished it." Yeah, Ni-san, you lied to us." Little Sixth immediately followed, waving his small fists at Hagoromo Chihin indignantly. Hagoromo Chihin feigned ignorance and recalled, Did I say that? Why don't I remember? Ni-san, you're too much." Seeing that Hagoromo Chihin directly denied what he had said, the two little ones instantly felt their young hearts had been greatly deceived. Both of them were almost in tears from anger. Looking at the two pouting little ones, Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but laugh. Hee, it's so fun to tease little kids. If a younger brother isn't for playing with, then he's meaningless. The way Hashirama and Madara treated their younger brothers was definitely problematic. But the way he played with his younger brothers was the correct way to treat them. However, seeing the two little kids who were already getting anxious, Hagoromo Chihin stopped teasing. After all, too much of a good thing is bad. Good things should be enjoyed slowly. Then, he smiled and ruffled the two little ones' heads. "All right, I'll teach you, stop making a fuss." Really, the two little ones immediately quieted down, but their eyes looking at Hagoromo Chihin already held some suspicion. "Ni-san isn't lying to us again, is he?" "Of course, but not now. You're too young right now. This is an A- rank ninjutsu, and you can't cultivate it. I'll teach you when you're older," Hagoromo Chihin replied with a smile. The two little ones were excited when they first heard the words, of course, but after hearing the rest of the sentence, they were instantly speechless. Sure enough, I knew it. Chapter 64. Yunjiao Town. Early in the morning, after finishing breakfast, Hagoromo Chihin intended to complete his family's performance review. Currently, the entire Hagoromo clan was striving for the recovery of their family's strength, and busy figures were everywhere in the clan territory. After a war that nearly wiped them out, the Hagoromo clan suffered immense losses in both ninja numbers and material wealth. The number of ninja could not be replenished immediately, but war-ready supplies like shuriken, longswords, and armor needed to be stockpiled. Since the Hagoromo clan did not possess iron ore, they could not forge these items themselves, thus they needed to be purchased with money. The money required to purchase these supplies had to be earned by the clan's ninja through missions or by managing businesses within the clan. This, therefore, brought up another aspect of the clan, ninja missions. As a member of the clan, every ninja was mandatorily required to perform certain missions within a given time frame, and failure to do so would result in a penalty. This was what Hagoromo Chihin referred to as the family's performance review. Of course, where there was punishment, there was also reward. As long as one completed the mission, the clan would certainly not treat them unfairly, and not a single reward would be withheld. Upon entering the mission hall, several disabled elders were in charge of mission distribution. Hagoromo Chihin glanced around. Mission distribution was divided into two parts. The left side was suitable for Chunin and Genin, while the right side was for ninja above Chunin. This was the frustrating aspect of the Warring States period. Mission distribution was extremely unreasonable. It was not like the later Shinobi Village era, where all missions were categorized into detailed ranks like S, A, B, C, and D, to be assigned to appropriate ninja. During the Warring States period, people only roughly divided missions into two levels, and they were also extremely imprecise. It was not uncommon to undertake a mission for Chunin and Genin, only to find the target was an elite Jonin. In such a case, one would not even have a chance to escape and would be instantly killed. Faced with such a frustrating mission classification, it was no wonder that one of Hashirama's aspirations for the village was that everyone could choose missions of different difficulties according to their personal abilities, and there would be a superior who could reasonably distinguish mission levels. With such a treacherous mission classification, anyone with a bit of foresight would have to reform it. Unfortunately, in the current environment, this was not something that could be done with just foresight. A reasonable mission classification could only be achieved after unification. Uncle, I'd like to take a mission. Hagoromo Chihin walked to the right side of the mission hall to receive a mission from the person in charge. Sitting behind the table was a middle-aged man with no right arm, about 40 years old. Of course, in the Warring States period, this age was enough to be considered an old man. Seeing Chihin wanted to take a mission, the old man smiled and handed over the mission logbook. These are the current clan missions available. Young clan leader can choose one to complete. Hagoromo Chihin took the book and opened it to examine. The records inside were quite chaotic. Missions could be roughly divided into clan missions and external missions, but the book had no categorization, and clan missions and external missions were all mixed together. But there was no other way. He could only make do with reading it as it was. Oh, when he turned to the third page, Hagoromo Chihin curiously paused. The mission officer saw this, glanced at the book, and then said, "A clan mission, recover stolen supplies. During the previous war with the 3 clans, we purchased a batch of exploding tags from the Hitaki clan, totaling about 100,000. However, during transport, the second batch of 20,000 exploding tags met with an accident. Only a rough intelligence report was brought back to the clan territory by a summoned beast. As for the supplies and the clan members who procured them, they simply vanished. Based on the current situation, the chances of survival are very slim." After listening, Hagoromo Chihin carefully examined the information recorded in the book, which was similar to what the officer had said. He pondered for a moment, then looked at the other party and said, "I'll take this mission." Clan missions offered ninjutsu as a reward, not money. Previously, due to the war, Hagoromo Longchuan had illicitly allowed Chihin to learn many ninjutsu. These ninjutsu, in normal times, would require clan contributions to exchange for, but because of the war, Hagoromo Chihin learned them without doing any missions. Now that the war was over, Hagoromo Chihin's illicitly learned ninjutsu naturally needed to be compensated for by completing missions. After all, even the young clan leader had to follow the rules. Conveniently, the 2 ninjutsu Hagoromo Chihin had learned earlier, Fierce Tiger Assault and Wolf Pack Hunt, were both B-rank ninjutsu. After completing this mission, he would owe 1 less debt. Seeing Chihin had made his choice, the officer bent down and rummaged through a box nearby. In less than a minute, he pulled out a black scroll from the box and handed it to Hagoromo Chihin. "This is the mission request. All information about this mission is in this scroll." Missions were divided into 2 levels, and mission requests naturally had to be distinguished as well. The scrolls for Chunin and Genin level missions were white, while missions for ninja above Chunin were black. Taking the scroll, Hagoromo Chihin prepared to leave. However, as soon as he turned around, the mission officer spoke up to remind him, "Young clan leader, please be very careful. The person who transported these supplies was a Jonin, but he only managed to send back some rough intelligence. Therefore, the enemy's strength is at least Jonin level, and it's very likely there is more than one." Hearing the reminder from behind him, Hagoromo Chihin turned back and smiled, "Thank you." After speaking, he took the scroll and walked out of the mission hall. Passing through the clan territory alley, Chihin stepped out of the Hagoromo clan's main gate. At this time, the eastern slope, after being tidied by clan members, had regained its level appearance. After all, the Hagoromo clan was now also starting to transport various goods and accept external missions. If the road was difficult to travel, how could they communicate with the outside world? Yunjiao Town, a small town in the northern part of the Land of Fire. The town was not large. Its perimeter was a wall made of wooden stakes and thorns, over 2 meters high, primarily used to guard against wild beasts and bandits. Bandits, needless to say, committed all sorts of atrocities like burning, killing, and looting, while wild beasts also posed a great threat to the ordinary people in the town. Therefore, the ordinary people in the town could only use such crude methods for defense. By noon, Hagoromo Chihin entered the town, intending to find a place to have lunch. This town was located south of the Hitaki clan, and between the Hitaki clan and Yunjiao town, there was an ironwood forest. The Hagoromo clan's supplies had disappeared in this area. Stepping into the town, Hagoromo Chihin looked around. The town's environment was not good. Nothing was paved on the roads, just simple dirt paths. If it rained, it would probably turn into mud. Of course, during the Warring States period, there was constant warfare everywhere, and the environment of Yunjiao Town was a common phenomenon in this land. In fact, the environments of many small towns might even be worse than Yunjiao Town. However, none of this concerned Hagoromo Chihin. He was here to complete a mission. After the mission was done, he probably wouldn't come here again, so there was no need to waste effort trying to change anything. Anyone here, get me something to eat. Hagoromo Chihin walked into a two-story tavern in the center of the town, intending to have lunch here. Chapter 65 Clues. After all, Yunjiao Town was just a small town, so there wasn't much good food to be had. Hagoromo Chihin ordered a bowl of rice and 2 dishes. After eating, he set off for the ironwood forest to the north. Entering the forest, Hagoromo Chihin took out a feather from a scroll. This was sent back to the clan territory by the missing Jonin along with some intelligence. It was said that this item could help locate the vanished supplies. As chakra was infused, the feather in Hagoromo Chihin's hand began to spin slightly, and after about 3 or 4 seconds, its tip settled in one direction. That direction, does it mean the supplies are there, or the people who stole them are there? Looking at the direction the feather pointed, Hagoromo Chihin wondered aloud. Never mind, I'll know once I go and see. Putting away the feather, Hagoromo Chihin quickly leapt forward. The tall trees continuously moved past him. After about 10 minutes, Hagoromo Chihin took out the feather again. As chakra was infused, he suddenly noticed that the direction of the feather's tip had changed. Following the direction the feather's tip indicated, Hagoromo Chihin leapt forward again. This time he didn't travel such a long distance. After about 1 or 2 minutes, he took out the feather again. That's strange. Hagoromo Chihin looked at the feather in his hand, somewhat bewildered, because the direction the feather's tip pointed had changed again. He stood there, feather in hand, pondering for a moment. He could now basically confirm that the supplies, or something related to them, should be nearby. Once he understood, Hagoromo Chihin began to infuse chakra into the feather repeatedly, searching meticulously step by step. Finally, at the base of a large tree, big enough for 5 people to embrace, the feather seemed to lose its function and no longer pointed a direction. It should be here. Hagoromo Chihin looked around, then began to search carefully around the tree. After searching for about 5 or 6 minutes, a very inconspicuous shallow mark appeared at the root of the tree. It was a very small triangular pattern, and to the right of the triangle was a horizontal line. This triangle and line mark was a unique secret code of the Hagoromo clan. Following the direction of the horizontal line, Hagoromo Chihin carefully felt around. However, after feeling the tree trunk for a long time, he didn't find anything unusual. Could it be that it's not on the tree? Hagoromo Chihin scratched his head in confusion, then began searching beneath the mark. Finally, after pushing aside the dead branches and fallen leaves on the ground, Hagoromo Chihin noticed that the soil beneath the mark seemed to be softer than the surrounding earth. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin's eyes immediately lit up, and he quickly started digging. After digging about 30 centimeters deep, he found what appeared to be a summoning jutsu mark on a root. How do I deal with this thing? Hagoromo Chihin looked at the jutsu on the tree bark, somewhat bewildered. After thinking for a moment, he placed his hand on the jutsu and infused chakra. The next second, poof, a puff of white smoke emerged. Woof 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 woof. Suddenly, a dog half the height of a person appeared in front of Hagoromo Chihin. Quote question mark question mark question mark. Quote, looking at the dog in front of him, Hagoromo Chihin's face instantly filled with question marks. Where did this stupid dog come from? Woof woof, you imbecile. Seeing that Hagoromo Chihin didn't react for a long time, the stupid dog stretched its neck and howled. Snapping back to his senses, Hagoromo Chihin immediately slapped the dog's mouth. Shut up. The stupid dog, howling excitedly, instantly closed its mouth. Looking at the stupid dog in front of him, Hagoromo Chihin's head instantly felt huge. Those intelligent blue pupils, that handsome fur, and those seemingly agile ears, isn't this just a textbook husky? But what was the use of this thing appearing? Could it find the supplies? Awoo! Seeing that Hagoromo Chihin wasn't speaking again, the stupid dog tilted its head and let out a questioning bark. Hagoromo Chihin shook his head helplessly at this sight. Oh well, he'd try anything. Hey, little doggy, do you know where the lost supplies are? Hagoromo Chihin asked the stupid dog in front of him. Awoo. The stupid dog blinked its blue eyes, seemingly not understanding what Hagoromo Chihin was saying. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but feel annoyed. Hey, stupid dog. Where are the supplies? You imbecile. Go to hell. Hearing himself being insulted by the stupid dog, Hagoromo Chihin instantly slapped it hard. Awoo awoo. The stupid dog, having unexpectedly received a hard slap, shook its head and turned to run off in another direction. Seeing that the stupid dog had actually run off, Hagoromo Chihin froze for a moment, then quickly chased after it. Hey, stupid dog, come back. He knew that this stupid dog was currently the only lead related to those supplies. If it got lost, wouldn't those supplies be gone forever? Damn it, why is this stupid dog running so fast? The individual leaping through the trees, watching the stupid dog frantically running ahead, couldn't help but complain. He was a ninja, after all. With his speed, chasing an ordinary dog would mean the dog would be in his hands in minutes. But he hadn't expected that this stupid dog actually possessed chakra, making it incredibly agile when it ran. He had been chasing for 5 or 6 minutes, yet the distance between them hadn't decreased at all. The stupid dog was still darting around 10 meters ahead of him. No other choice. Seeing that chasing the stupid dog was futile, Hagoromo Chihin's expression became slightly serious, and he immediately formed hand signs. Ice release. Ice domain. 1/5 of Hagoromo Chihin's chakra was depleted. In an instant, a burst of cold air flowed from Hagoromo Chihin's feet, and a layer of frost instantly appeared on the surrounding ground. Awoo. The stupid dog, which was darting around ahead, suddenly felt quite comfortable underfoot. Just as it was wondering why. Whoosh. With a flash of icy color, Hagoromo Chihin instantly appeared beside it. Before the stupid dog could even react, Hagoromo Chihin directly reached out and grabbed it by the scruff of its neck. Awoo. The stupid dog, with its destiny-clutched scruff, perked its ears and howled defiantly. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin slapped it hard again. Why are you running? Woof woof. The stupid dog barked twice towards the front, then turned its head to look at Hagoromo Chihin. Seeing that Hagoromo Chihin was still looking at it, it turned its head again and barked towards the front. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin looked at the stupid dog with some suspicion. Are you saying the stolen supplies are ahead? Woof. The stupid dog, with its tongue out, nodded at Hagoromo Chihin. Didn't you say you didn't know where the supplies were? Hagoromo Chihin, suppressing his anger, directly pulled the stupid dog's scruff to lift its head. Awoo. The stupid dog looked at Hagoromo Chihin with a bewildered expression again. Looking at the stupid dog's demeanor, Hagoromo Chihin was utterly speechless. Fine, take me to find the supplies. Shaking his head, Hagoromo Chihin released the stupid dog's scruff. Anyway, there wasn't a better option now. He might as well see if this stupid dog was truly stupid or just pretending. Chapter 66. Lurking inside. In the forest, 2 dark figures were constantly moving forward. In front was a dog with distinct black and white fur, its blue pupils filled with wisdom. Chasing behind him was a young man, who at this moment was following the dog in front, running aimlessly, looking utterly resigned. Damn it, can this stupid dog really find that batch of supplies? Chihin, following behind, looked at the madly running husky in front with some suspicion. He now strongly suspected that the stupid dog just wanted to go for a run, which was why he was running around in the forest. After a while, the surrounding trees gradually thinned out, and a range of not-so-tall mountains appeared ahead. Suddenly, the stupid dog changed direction and ran towards the west side of the mountain. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin immediately followed without a word. After circling the first mountain, the stupid dog changed direction again and ran up the mountain. Upon reaching the halfway point, the stupid dog stopped. Ha, ha. The stupid dog squatted on the ground, panting with its tongue out, its wise eyes turning to look at Hagoromo Chihin. Hagoromo Chihin also stopped beside the stupid dog and looked in the direction the stupid dog was staring, only to see a small mountain village appear in the hollow of the mountain. Are you saying the supplies are there? Hagoromo Chihin squatted down and patted the dog's head. Woof. The stupid dog barked and nodded excitedly. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but smile. Haha, well done, you're a good dog. Originally, he didn't have much hope that this dog could find the supplies, but he didn't expect it to help him find them so quickly. It seemed he had indeed judged the dog by its appearance. Woof woof, you idiot. Seeing Hagoromo Chihin smile, the stupid dog opened its mouth and barked. Hagoromo Chihin, damn it, you really can't take a compliment. If it weren't for you helping me find the supplies, I'd give you a good slap or two. Stupid dog. After scolding the stupid dog, Hagoromo Chihin tidied his gear and then stealthily approached the small mountain village. Seeing this, the stupid dog didn't follow but lay down on the spot. In the mountains, a figure was silently moving forward. After transmigrating for so long, Hagoromo Chihin had also mastered the knowledge of ninja. Although there were some traps in the forest, he carefully avoided all of them. On a tree outside the mountain village, Hagoromo Chihin concealed himself, closing his eyes and silently sensing 3 Jonin, and 10 ordinary people, When he looked from the outside, Hagoromo Chihin thought this village had over 100 people, but to his surprise, upon sensing, there were only 10 ordinary people. It seems this village is a bit abnormal. Hagoromo Chihin's expression was somewhat serious. It was almost 4 in the afternoon, and the 3 Jonin were gathered together, not separated. After thinking for a moment, he decided to lay low and sneak in at night to check the situation. After all, ninja played dirty, and he had to follow the rules, didn't he? Of course, another reason Hagoromo Chihin decided to go in at night was that this village clearly wasn't normal. If he went in now and something went wrong, it wouldn't be good. In this situation, it was better to be cautious and go in at night when the enemies had relaxed their guard. Soon, it was 9 o'clock at night. The moon was bright in the sky, and in 3 houses in the village, the faint glow of candles appeared. Hagoromo Chihin, who was somewhat bored waiting in the tree, suddenly saw figures entwined and swaying in the 3 lit houses, and faintly, very stimulating sounds could be heard. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin was instantly dumbfounded. What the hell? I'm here to carry out a mission, not to watch a live broadcast. Do you have to be so wild? It was fortunate that Hagoromo Chihin was far away and could only see figures swaying inside, and the sounds weren't very clear. Otherwise, well, he probably couldn't do anything either. He couldn't just join in and play along, could he? He couldn't do something like that. Finally, with the movement of the moon, Hagoromo Chihin endured that tortuous period of time. When it was 2 in the morning, Hagoromo Chihin silently dropped from the tree, then concealed his presence and sneaked into the village. His target was the 3 houses in the very middle. Although that place filled Hagoromo Chihin with deep resentment, ninja were the only ones likely to be involved with exploding tags, so he had no choice but to go there. Concealing his presence, he arrived at the corner of the wall. Hagoromo Chihin peered through the crack in the window. Damn it, see no evil, see no evil. Muttering a few words to himself, Hagoromo Chihin quickly turned his gaze to the sleeping Jonin. Seeing that the other party had no reaction, Hagoromo Chihin gently opened the window, avoiding making any sound. Once the window was open wide enough for him to enter, Hagoromo Chihin flashed inside and delivered a hand chop to the Jonin's neck. Of course, the moment Hagoromo Chihin landed, the Jonin sensed the movement and tried to resist. However, Hagoromo Chihin's movements were too fast. As soon as he touched the kunai beside him, Hagoromo Chihin knocked him unconscious with a slap. Chihin originally wanted to knock out the woman on the bed, but she showed no reaction at all. Her byakugan were rolled back, her eyelids half open, and her breathing was weak. It was clear that she had suffered greatly before this. Sigh. Seeing this scene, Hagoromo Chihin, who had been somewhat agitated, instantly calmed down. Living in a chaotic world, especially one with supernatural powers, the fate of ordinary people was truly pathetic. Judging by the woman's appearance, she couldn't be the Jonin's wife. She was probably, more likely than not, an original inhabitant of this village. And from the fact that only 10 ordinary people remained in this village, what had happened here seemed self-evident. Hagoromo Chihin shook his head, looking at the woman in front of him. He took out a coil of steel wire from his ninja tool pouch and tied up the Jonin. The method of tying was similar to hog tying, where the more one struggled, the tighter the binds became. Of course, Hagoromo Chihin didn't expect this to hold a Jonin. Anyway, he was fast, and this was only a temporary measure. Leaving the room, Hagoromo Chihin repeated the process, knocking out the Jonin in the second room. As for the woman with her byakugan rolled back next to him, Hagoromo Chihin ignored her. By the time he reached the third room, Hagoromo Chihin no longer cared if his actions would attract the attention of other ninja. He directly gripped his kunai and flashed into the room. However, just as he plunged his kunai into the Jonin's neck, poof! A puff of white smoke rose, and the Jonin Hagoromo Chihin had stabbed suddenly turned into a wooden stake. Hagoromo Chihin was stunned for a moment. While Chihin was momentarily dazed, a dark figure leapt down directly from the rafters. Die! Clang! Hagoromo Chihin didn't even raise his head. He directly drew the short sword from his waist and swung it overhead. In an instant, blades collided, and in the darkness, the sparks generated by the friction were exceptionally conspicuous. Chapter 67 Interrogation Intelligence. Step. After one move, the shadow landed and slid back 2 steps, then he pressed forward again, continuously attacking Hagoromo Chihin with his katana. In a blink of an eye, the two had exchanged blows several times. Gecko streamed into the room. 2 shadows flickered incessantly. The moment they separated, Hagoromo Chihin instantly formed hand seals. Ice release. Fierce tiger assault. Roar. Instantly, an ice tiger pounced towards the Jonin. The Jonin reacted too slowly and was directly pinned by the ice tiger's 2 front claws, thrown out of the house. Boom! The wooden wall was smashed, creating a hole. Dust flew everywhere, and the Jonin fell heavily to the ground. At the same time, Hagoromo Chihin's figure flashed out quickly, bird binding seal. The Jonin on the ground tried to get up and resist, but Hagoromo Chihin directly pressed a palm onto his chest. Feather-like black patterns instantly spread across the Jonin's entire body. The Jonin instantly curled up like a dead shrimp, clutching his stomach, letting out a low cry. Standing nearby, Hagoromo Chihin extended his hand, pulled out a length of steel wire from a coil, and tied up the Jonin. Done. Hagoromo Chihin clapped his hands, looking at the thoroughly bound Jonin, then turned to deal with the other 2 Jonin. If he used ninjutsu, it would create chakra fluctuations, easily alerting other ninja. Therefore, when dealing with the first 2 Jonin, he avoided using ninjutsu, opting for the most primitive method to knock them out. Now that these 3 Jonin were dealt with, there was naturally no need to hold back on using ninjutsu. He would go back and seal the chakra of the other 2 Jonin first. Pushing open the door, the Jonin was still lying on the bed, next to a woman whose body glowed softly in the gecko. The loud commotion outside seemed to have woken the woman, but even with Hagoromo Chihin entering, she showed no reaction. She no longer rolled her Byakugan, but stared lifelessly at the ceiling. Sigh. Looking at the woman who had no will to live, Hagoromo Chihin sighed helplessly. After hesitating for a moment, he drew his katana and extended it forward. The tip of the katana was stained with blood. Until her death, the woman still showed no reaction, only her body trembled instinctively. Her heart must have died long ago. Shaking the blood from the katana onto the ground, Hagoromo Chihin reached out and grabbed the Jonin's hair, pulling him down. Bird binding seal. His palm, infused with chakra, pressed directly onto the Jonin's chest, and a scream instantly erupted. Hagoromo Chihin ignored his screams and dragged the Jonin out of the room by his hair. The first Jonin whose chakra was sealed had recovered. Despite the pain in his body, he struggled to sit up, his face filled with hatred mixed with fear. Who are you? Hagoromo Chihin ignored him. After throwing the Jonin he was holding onto an empty patch of ground nearby, he turned and walked into another room. Accompanied by a scream, another Jonin was dragged out by Hagoromo Chihin, pulled by his hair. After throwing the 3 onto the open ground, Hagoromo Chihin finally sat down on a wooden stump used for chopping firewood nearby. All right, tell me your identities. Hagoromo Chihin's gaze swept over the 3. Their eyes darted away, not daring to meet Hagoromo Chihin's gaze, nor daring to speak. Seeing that no one spoke, Hagoromo Chihin smiled. Haha, all right, you're quite stubborn. With that, Hagoromo Chihin stood up and picked up a chopping axe from the ground. The chopping axe seemed to have been unused for a long time, its blade was covered in rust, and even the edge showed no sharpness. With this axe, let alone chopping firewood, it would probably be difficult to chop a rotten piece of wood. Stubborn is good, I like stubborn ones. Hagoromo Chihin weighed the enchanted chopping axe in his hand and walked over to the naked Jonin on the left, simultaneously untying the steel wires on all 3 of them. Anyway, these 3's chakra had already been sealed, so even if their restraints were removed, they couldn't resist. What do you want to do? Seeing the young man's gaze constantly scrutinizing his hands and feet, the Jonin's voice trembled slightly. As the saying goes, a man's head should not be touched, and a woman's feet should not be touched. We still need to respect your gender, so we won't touch your head. Let's touch your ankle. With that, Hagoromo Chihin smiled and placed the chopping axe on the Jonin's ankle, gesturing with it. After just 2 back and forth scrapes, the skin on the Jonin's ankle was broken. Wait, I'll talk. The cold and rough sensation on his foot instantly made the Jonin's hair stand on end. He was a ninja. If his foot was gone, wouldn't he be crippled? Hagoromo Chihin glared at him. Shut up, don't speak. The next second, Hagoromo Chihin swung the chopping axe down directly. Ah! A heartbreaking scream instantly rang out. Under the night sky, in the silent mountain village, this scream sounded particularly eerie. TCH, this axe is no good. Hagoromo Chihin pouted. This axe was really dull. With one swing, it couldn't even sever the ankle. With that, Hagoromo Chihin swung the chopping axe down again. Crack! Accompanied by screams, with Hagoromo Chihin's full force, the soft bone in the Jonin's ankle was directly severed. Only some tendons and skin now connected the broken parts of his ankle. This axe is really difficult to use. Shaking the blood from the blade, Hagoromo Chihin's gaze fell upon the Jonin next to him. No, I'll talk. Seeing that this ruthless young man was now looking at him, the Jonin was instantly terrified and stumbled back 2 steps, trying to distance himself from the other party. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin held the katana and swung it. Speak. We are rogue ninja, specializing in robbing isolated ninja and ordinary people. This village was occupied by us a month ago. Hagoromo Chihin nodded as he listened. No wonder these 3 Jonin were so weak. They were rogue ninja, which explained everything. Rogue ninja, having no backing, only embarked on the path of a ninja due to some coincidences. Therefore, compared to clan ninja, they did not have good inheritance or instruction. Even if they became Chunin or Jonin through sheer luck, they only possessed the corresponding chakra, without powerful ninjutsu or matching strength. Therefore, this type of ninja was often weaker than regular ninja and thus easier to deal with. If it were a clan Jonin, Hagoromo Chihin estimated he wouldn't have succeeded so easily. Continue, Hagoromo Chihin said, looking at the other party. Ah! The Jonin with the severed foot was still wailing uncontrollably nearby. Hagoromo Chihin swung the katana backwards towards the other party's neck. Can you be quiet? PFF'd. Blood gushed out. The Jonin clutched his neck and fell to the ground, his eyes bulging out. He opened his mouth wide, wanting to breathe, but his neck was leaking air, so he could only make strange noises. Ho! Ho! Ignoring the struggling sounds beside him, Hagoromo Chihin again fixed his gaze on the Jonin next to him. Now no one will disturb you, continue. Gulp. The Jonin's pupils constricted slightly, and he subconsciously swallowed. Was this kid a devil? He killed someone without even blinking an eye. However, seeing Hagoromo Chihin's expressionless face, he dared not delay any longer and quickly opened his mouth. After we came to this village. Chapter 68. The last question. While interrogating the Jonin, Hagoromo Chihin was filled with emotion. He truly was becoming more and more twisted. Before transmigrating, he hadn't even killed a chicken, but now, he could casually kill a person, and before doing so, he even used an enchanted blade to chop off their foot. Indeed, the ninja world was truly twisted. A fine young man like himself was being corrupted into a cold-blooded killer. Sir, I'm finished. The Jonin, kneeling on the ground, cautiously looked at Hagoromo Chihin, awaiting his next instruction. If it were before, he might have tried to resist and escape, but now, his chakra was sealed, and his comrade, Old Third, had been tortured to death. Facing this ruthless young man, he had no thought of resistance now, only hoping that after the questioning, he would be spared. One last thing I need to ask you all. About a month ago, did you rob a Hagoromo Jonin? Hagoromo Chihin asked, looking at him. The Jonin hesitated upon hearing this. Should he tell him or not? Looking at the young man, he was probably from the Hagoromo clan. If he told him, he'd probably be dead. But if he didn't, judging by the young man's demeanor, he'd probably wish he were dead. Forget it, he'd tell him. Swish, the rusty cleaver sliced through the air, and half of the Jonin's neck was directly severed. HHH. The Jonin clutched his neck, falling down with an expression of disbelief. I wasn't saying I wouldn't answer. Couldn't you have waited for me? This is a matter of life and death, couldn't you let me think about it? Are you in such a hurry to chop me down, sending me off to reincarnation? Bastard. Filled with frustration and helplessness, a large pool of fresh blood spread on the ground, and the Jonin's pupils gradually dilated. Hagoromo Chihin habitually flicked his blade, then shifted his gaze to the last remaining Jonin. Wait, I'll talk. This time, before Hagoromo Chihin could even speak, the soul remaining Jonin began screaming frantically, retreating backward continuously. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin threw his blade, and the rusty cleaver arced through the air, accurately embedding itself in the ground behind the Jonin. Speak. The Jonin stopped immediately upon touching the cleaver behind him, his body trembling as he said, "We did ambush a Hagoromo Jonin in the Ironwood Forest, but those two did it had nothing to do with me. You have to believe me, sir, it really had nothing to do with me. I just provided 2 bottles of poison and some shuriken, I didn't lay a hand on him, sir." As he spoke, the rogue ninja crawled towards Hagoromo Chihin, trying to grab his leg. "Believe me, sir." Bang! Hagoromo Chihin kicked him away. "If it were a girl trying to hug my leg, I might hesitate, but you scoundrel, want to hug my leg. Are you worthy? Last question. Where are the supplies from the Hagoromo Jonin?" Supplies? What supplies? The rogue ninja was stunned by Hagoromo Chihin's words. When the 3 of them robbed the Hagoromo Jonin, he was alone and hadn't carried any supplies, so how was he supposed to answer? "Are you playing with me?" Hagoromo Chihin's face instantly darkened. "That stupid dog said the supplies were here, and you're pretending not to know. If it weren't for the fact that you're the only one left, I'd chop you down." Seeing Hagoromo Chihin's expression change, the Jonin immediately blurted out, "Wait. I didn't, we really didn't see any supplies. We only found a scroll on him." "A scroll?" Hagoromo Chihin repeated, questioning. He then realized, right, 20,000 exploding tags, even stacked, wouldn't take up much space. The family Jonin must have used a storage scroll to transport the exploding tags. After understanding, Hagoromo Chihin looked at him and said, "Good, a scroll is good. Last question, where is the scroll?" The rogue ninja looked at Hagoromo Chihin with some confusion. Wasn't that the last question? Just now, Hagoromo Chihin instantly glared at him. "Do you have a problem with that?" Seeing this, the rogue Jonin immediately shook his head like a rattle drum. No. "Then take me to find the scroll." "Oh, okay. The rogue Jonin instantly scrambled to his feet, not caring that he was naked, and turned to run into the room of the Jonin whom Hagoromo Chihin had not successfully ambushed. "That's truly an eyesore." Hagoromo Chihin cursed under his breath and followed him. Inside the room, the rogue Jonin opened a cabinet and took out a scroll. "We couldn't open this scroll, so we kept it with the boss." Hagoromo Chihin took the scroll, glanced at him, and then began to form hand seals. The rogue Jonin, understanding, wisely retreated to the corner of the wall. Poof! The scroll unfurled, revealing 4 stacks of exploding tags, less than half a meter high. After checking the exploding tags and finding no issues, Hagoromo Chihin resealed them. Last question, where is the Hagoromo Jonin's body? Hagoromo Chihin stood up, put away the scroll, and looked at the rogue ninja standing in the corner. After all, he was his clansman, and Chihin felt it would be better to bring the Hagoromo Jonin's remains back. Upon hearing this, the rogue ninja didn't care if it was truly the last question, and immediately blurted out, after the boss found no loot, he burned him in a fit of rage. Swish! The enchanted blade flashed, blood spurted, and the rogue Jonin, his face filled with terror, clutched his neck and fell. "I told you everything I should have, and you still want to kill me. You're not playing by the rules. The questions are done, it's time for you to go." Hagoromo Chihin glanced at the still-breathing body, flicked the blood from his blade, and walked out of the room. He had no intention of showing mercy to these scoundrels who wantonly trampled on the lives of ordinary people. Although he would also lay hands on ordinary people in the future, that would only be limited to the daimyo officials who hindered unification. He would never be so cruel to ordinary citizens. These 3 guys, just to ensure that the news of them harming ordinary people didn't spread, almost killed all the villagers in the entire village, leaving only a dozen women for their amusement. For such deranged scumbags, if Hagoromo Chihin didn't kill them, he felt he would be betraying the good education he received in his previous life. Leaving the room, Hagoromo Chihin walked towards another house where ordinary people lived. A moment later, Hagoromo Chihin arrived at a doorway, reaching out to push it open. Inside were several disheveled women. Some sat on the ground with vacant eyes, others lay lifelessly on the bed. Even with Hagoromo Chihin entering, they showed no reaction. Seeing this scene, Hagoromo Chihin remained silent for a long time, finally letting out a sigh and drawing the short blade from his waist. After a minute or two, Hagoromo Chihin's hands trembled slightly as he walked out of the room, holding the dripping short blade. Chapter 69 The Hitaki clan takes the blame. Outside the mountain village, Hagoromo Chihin stood quietly, a short sword hanging at his waist and an enchanted wood chopping axe in his hand, gazing at the raging inferno before him. Hagoromo Chihin had killed all 10 ordinary women remaining in the mountain village. He had also gathered all the firewood in the village, scattered it throughout the wooden structures, and set them ablaze. Hagoromo Chihin didn't know if what he was doing was right, he only knew that if he just left, those women wouldn't live much longer, so it was better to give them a quick end. After an unknown period, the sky had begun to lighten slightly, and with Hagoromo Chihin watching, the fire hadn't spread. Once all the wooden houses had burned down and there was nothing left to ignite, the fire in the mountain village subsided. Many areas had already extinguished, now emitting smoke. After simply dealing with the lingering flames in the village, Hagoromo Chihin, holding his axe, began to retrace his steps. However, just as Hagoromo Chihin was descending the mountain, woof woof, stupid dog, Hagoromo Chihin turned around and saw a stupid dog sprinting towards him. What the? This stupid dog is still here. Hagoromo Chihin, who had been feeling a bit down, immediately widened his eyes upon seeing the stupid dog. It had been an entire night, and he had thought the stupid dog would have left by now, but he hadn't expected it to still be waiting for him here. Ha, ha. While Hagoromo Chihin was momentarily stunned, the stupid dog had already arrived by his side, panting with its tongue out, its pair of intelligent blue eyes unblinkingly fixed on Hagoromo Chihin. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin's mouth couldn't help but twitch twice. Didn't you go back to where you were before? Logically speaking, shouldn't a summoned beast dispel its summoning and return to its original location after completing its task? Why didn't this stupid dog dispel its summoning jutsu? Woof woof. The stupid dog's intelligent eyes conveyed a hint of not so bright demeanor. Hagoromo Chihin was utterly speechless at the stupid dog's appearance. Forget it, just follow me back to the clan territory for now. No matter what, this stupid dog had rendered service to the Hagoromo family, he couldn't just abandon it here, could he? Woof woof. The stupid dog seemed to understand this, wagging its tail at Hagoromo Chihin. Let's go. Hagoromo Chihin shook his head helplessly, and one person and one dog embarked on their journey home. Passing through Yunjiao town, Hagoromo Chihin went in for breakfast. However, what Hagoromo Chihin never expected was that this stupid dog was quite picky. Whatever he ate, the stupid dog had to eat the same, and it wouldn't accept anything else. It was truly outrageous. Traveling all the way, this stupid dog was not an ordinary dog, it could keep up with Hagoromo Chihin's speed. So, by noon, Hagoromo Chihin had returned to the Hagoromo clan territory with the stupid dog. After entering the clan territory gate and passing through the alley, all the clan members on the road looked at the stupid dog with curiosity. However, the clan members' attention was limited to that. After all, it was just a dog, and furthermore, it was brought back by the young clan leader, so there was no need for excessive concern. The stupid dog, seeing that everyone around looked at it, proudly followed behind Hagoromo Chihin, its 4 clumsy paws bouncing forward. Woof woof. Hagoromo Chihin ignored the stupid dog's idiotic behavior. After entering the mission hall, he walked towards the middle-aged man who was in charge of assigning missions. Of course, in this Warring States period, it might be more appropriate to call him elder, since he could already refer to himself as this old man. Young clan leader. Upon seeing the newcomer, the mission administrator showed a surprised expression. You are? Hagoromo Chihin took out the mission request scroll and the storage scroll containing the exploding tags. The mission is complete, I'm here to hand it over. Completed. The administrator looked at Hagoromo Chihin with some surprise. He had originally thought this mission would take at least 3 days to complete. He hadn't expected the mission the young clan leader accepted yesterday to be finished today. He truly lived up to his title as young clan leader. Hagoromo Chihin nodded. Seeing this, the administrator took the 2 scrolls, then unsealed the storage scroll, revealing 4 stacks of exploding tags. After a careful inspection, the administrator showed a hint of doubt. Strange, why do these few bundles feel a bit off? Exploding tags were bundled in stacks of 100, and there were 4 stacks in total, making them relatively easy to count. However, upon counting, the administrator discovered that the bottom 4 stacks had a slightly different thickness than the others. Suspicious, he took out these 4 stacks individually and began to count them. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but want to curse out loud. I'm truly fed up, you old trickster, do you really need to count so meticulously? I didn't even fleece an entire stack, I just took a dozen or so from each of the 4 stacks, and you actually noticed. You're really dedicated, aren't you? How are there 56 missing? Just as Hagoromo Chihin was furiously complaining internally, the administrator stood up, looking surprised. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin couldn't remain silent. He looked at the other party with some embarrassment. Damn the Hitaki clan. They saw our misfortune and dared to cut corners like this. Do they really think our Hagoromo clan is easy to bully? Hearing this, Hagoromo Chihin immediately fell silent. So, he wasn't suspicious of me. That's right, I'm the young clan leader, you shouldn't suspect me. Hehe, this clan member has a future, I'm rooting for him. As for the Hitaki clan, I'll have to trouble you to take the blame for now. But don't worry, once I become the leader of the Hagoromo clan, I'll ensure your safety. Young clan leader, don't worry, the responsibility for this matter lies with the Hitaki clan, it won't affect your mission completion rate. After cursing the Hitaki clan, the administrator looked at Hagoromo Chihin, then, while responding to him, registered his mission as complete. Although Hagoromo Chihin was very pleased with what the other party said, he couldn't show it on his face. He just shook his head with a look of shame. Sigh, why didn't I check carefully at the time? This mission completion has flaws. The administrator was also moved by Hagoromo Chihin's attitude. Young clan leader, don't say that. The fault isn't yours. Who would have thought? The Hitaki clan is a strong shinobi clan after all, yet they would stoop to such petty gains. How shameless. Hagoromo Chihin, Hitaki clan, rest assured, I will definitely take care of you in the future. As for whether the Hagoromo clan would seek trouble with the Hitaki clan over this, it was basically impossible. Not to mention that the Hagoromo clan is currently severely weakened and simply cannot afford to pick a fight with the Hitaki clan. Even if the Hagoromo clan hadn't gone through this war that almost wiped them out, they still wouldn't go to war with Hitaki. At most, they would verbally condemn the Hitaki clan, engage in some verbal sparring, and insult them a bit. After all, the Hagoromo clan is a first-rate shinobi clan. To fall out with the Hitaki clan over 50-odd exploding tags, they couldn't afford to lose face. As for verbal condemnation, Hagoromo Chihin indicated that he could handle it. No matter what, he was the young clan leader. For such a small matter, Hagoromo Chihin could get his father to suppress it in minutes. Alright, young clan leader, it's registered. Hagoromo Chihin nodded, then turned and walked out of the mission hall with the stupid dog. Chapter 70. Convening a clan meeting. In the clan leader's courtyard, Hagoromo Chihin lay under a tree, casually crossing his legs, while a stupid dog frolicked back and forth in the yard, never still for a moment. It had been over a year since his first mission, recovering the lost supplies. During this year, Hagoromo Chihin was mostly occupied with missions and cultivation, nothing else major happened. The Hagoromo clan, on the other hand, had been recuperating and vigorously procreating during this year, with a large number of newborns arriving in just over a year. It was foreseeable that as long as these children could grow up and become strong, the Hagoromo clan's strength would largely recover. This was the foundation of a great clan. If it were a small clan, experiencing such a war would likely lead to its permanent decline and disappearance into the river of history. But for a great clan like Hagoromo, as long as its foundation remained, it would recover with the passage of time. Woof woof. The stupid dog, frolicking in the courtyard, suddenly ran to Hagoromo Chihin and wagged its tail. After completing the first mission, Hagoromo Chihin had originally intended to return the stupid dog, but when he found the family of that clan member, they said they had never owned this stupid dog. So, out of helplessness, Hagoromo Chihin could only keep it by his side. Whenever he went on missions, Hagoromo Chihin would bring this stupid dog along. Its keen sense of smell and chakra proved to be very helpful to Hagoromo Chihin. However, when there were no missions and it was at home, the stupid dog's true nature was exposed. All its pent-up energy was used to tear the house apart. Once, it even managed to take down the main gate. If Hagoromo Chihin hadn't stopped him, this stupid dog would probably have been stewed by his father long ago. Pant, pant, the stupid dog stood next to Hagoromo Chihin, constantly panting with its tongue out. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but roll his eyes at it. What do you want, stupid dog? You idiot. A vein instantly bulged on Hagoromo Chihin's forehead. If you bark like that again, believe it or not, I'll eat dog meat tonight. Hearing this, the stupid dog immediately quieted down. A few seconds later, seeing that Hagoromo Chihin had no intention of hitting him, the stupid dog immediately licked its nose with its tongue out, and drool flowed from the corners of its mouth. Woof woof. After more than a year of living together, Hagoromo Chihin could now understand what the stupid dog was trying to express. Looking up at the sky, Hagoromo Chihin stood up from the ground. It's time for lunch. Pant, pant. The stupid dog next to him immediately grinned and wagged its tail. Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but give it a big smack. Eat, 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 just like a pig, all you know is eating. After eating, you don't know how to settle down, just tearing the house apart. Sooner or later, I'll stew you. Woof. The stupid dog instantly looked at Hagoromo Chihin with confusion. I have rendered meritorious service to the Hagoromo clan. What's wrong with eating? Why would you stew me? Looking at the stupid dog's intelligent gaze, Hagoromo Chihin shook his head helplessly and walked towards the house. Seeing this, the stupid dog hurriedly wagged its tail and followed him. Now, only Hagoromo Chihin was left at home. His two younger brothers were already over 6 years old, reaching the age for missions, so they had taken a Genin-level escort mission and left with the clan ninja. Normally at this age, they should be happily playing in school, but this was the Sengoku period. The clan did not support idlers, even the clan leader's sons were no exception. Once they reached a certain age, they all had to contribute to the clan. Fortunately, Anjanin was accompanying the two youngsters on their mission and would look after the clan leader's sons, so Hagoromo Chihin wasn't overly worried. Entering the kitchen, Hagoromo Chihin took out bowls and chopsticks and began serving food. The family's maid had gone to deliver lunch to the clan leader and would probably be back in a while. He was too lazy to wait for the maid to return and serve him, so he just served himself and the stupid dog and started eating. Slurp slurp. With the dog bowl on the floor, the stupid dog opened its big mouth and began to devour the food with gusto, even more absurd than a pig. Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but roll his eyes at it, then picked up his bowl and chopsticks and started eating. In this world without entertainment and free from the entanglement of mobile phones, eating alone was always quick. In about 5 minutes, Hagoromo Chihin finished his lunch. Of course, the stupid dog ate even faster, devouring a bowl in a minute, and consumed 2 full bowls. If there hadn't been any more food, the stupid dog probably would have eaten even more. After clearing the dishes, Hagoromo Chihin kicked the stupid dog, who was lying on the ground. Come on, let's go out and digest. Woof. The stupid dog stood up and barked softly at Hagoromo Chihin. I'm not even full, what's there to digest? However, despite having an opinion about Hagoromo Chihin's words, the stupid dog obediently followed him. Because if it didn't move, it would probably get another kick. Leaving the house, Hagoromo Chihin slowly walked towards the mission hall. Half a month had passed since his last mission. During this half month, he had been cultivating at home, and now it was time to go out on a mission again. Otherwise, staying at home all the time would create a bad impression. After all, Ninja had to complete a certain number of missions every month. Although he had saved the Hagoromo clan more than a year ago, becoming a hero of the clan members would not force him to complete missions. But as the young clan leader, he always had to lead by example. If he constantly avoided missions, and it caused other clan members to become lazy, that would not be good. Young clan leader, Passing through the clan territory streets and alleys, although the clan members were not as enthusiastic as a year ago, they still respectfully greeted Hagoromo Chihin. Hagoromo Chihin also responded politely. The clan members respected him and greeted him. He couldn't always have a cold face and ignore them, could he? Wouldn't that be too arrogant? Hagoromo Chihin stated that he was never an arrogant person. Entering the mission hall, Hagoromo Chihin walked to the right as usual. The person in charge was still the one-armed uncle. Seeing Hagoromo Chihin arrive, the person in charge smiled. "Young clan leader, are you here to take a mission?" Hagoromo Chihin nodded. "Yes, see if there are any suitable missions. I'll depart tomorrow morning." It was already past noon, which was not a suitable time to go out on a mission, so Hagoromo Chihin planned to accept a mission and depart tomorrow morning. "Young clan leader, all the missions are here. See which one is suitable," the person in charge said, handing over the mission booklet. Hagoromo Chihin flipped through it page by page, selecting missions that seemed appropriate. However, just as he found a good mission, a clan member walked up to him from behind. "Young clan leader, the clan leader is holding a clan meeting. Please proceed to the meeting hall as soon as possible," the clan member reported to Hagoromo Chihin. Clan meeting. Hagoromo Chihin looked at the other party in confusion. He knew that the last clan meeting was held during the New Year for an internal clan summary. It wasn't New Year now, so why was there a clan meeting? Had something big happened in the clan? Chapter 71 The Sunset Clan. Do you know why the clan meeting was called? Hagoromo Chihin, who really couldn't understand, looked at the clan member who had come to inform him. The clan member nodded slightly and explained, "This morning, 3 people from the Yuhi clan came to the clan. It's probably related to them. I don't know anything else." "Is that so?" Hagoromo Chihin nodded. "People from the Yuhi clan, what are they doing at the Hagoromo clan?" "I understand. Originally, he had planned to pick a mission and go execute it tomorrow, but now it seems that plan would have to be put on hold temporarily. He would first go to the clan meeting to see what the Yuhi clan was actually there for." The clan member who delivered the message nodded, turned, and left to inform others. Hagoromo Chihin then took Stupid Dog and walked towards the location where the clan meeting was being held. "You stay here honestly. If you dare to run around and cause trouble, you'll be my dinner tonight." Upon reaching the entrance, Hagoromo Chihin looked at Stupid Dog with a warning gaze. After all, if Stupid Dog wasn't warned, who knew how much trouble it would cause by the time the clan meeting was over? Woof. Listening to Hagoromo Chihin's words, Stupid Dog howled, indicating that it understood. Hagoromo Chihin nodded at this, gestured twice with his short sword at Stupid Dog's neck, and then went inside. Although the blade wasn't drawn and remained in its sheath, Hagoromo Chihin's action still nearly scared Stupid Dog witless. Woof. Woof. Inside the house, Hagoromo Chihin sat down in his seat. At this time, the clan head Hagoromo Longchuan, as well as the 2 elders, Hagoromo Long and Hagoromo Masakata, were already seated there early. As for the former great elder Hagoromo Longshan, due to his severe injuries, after the war ended, he learned that the Hagoromo clan's crisis had been resolved. His heart relaxed, and with no lingering attachments, he passed away peacefully. Therefore, the former second elder Hagoromo Long became the great elder, and Hagoromo Masakata became the second elder. After about 5 or 6 minutes, everyone except the top elite Jonin who were out on missions had arrived. Hagoromo Longchuan looked around and then said, "Everyone, this morning, people from the Yuhi clan suddenly came to our Hagoromo clan. Most of the people present already knew about this, so there wasn't much of a reaction." Hagoromo Longchuan continued, "According to the Yuhi clan, their eastern neighbor, the Saruta clan, has inexplicably grown much stronger over the past year, and during this time, they have frequently harassed the Yuhi clan. Just 3 days ago, the Saruta clan suddenly launched a large-scale attack on Yuhi. Due to a significant disparity in strength, the Yuhi clan is now steadily retreating." Hearing this, Hagoromo Tello couldn't help but ask, "Clan head, if the Yuhi clan loses, what does that have to do with us?" Hagoromo Ishihara, beside him, nodded in agreement. "That's right, it's just a small shinobi clan. Even if Saruta inexplicably became stronger, it won't threaten us. Our strength hasn't recovered yet, there's no need to meddle in such affairs." Although the others didn't speak, they all looked around and nodded, tacitly agreeing with the two's viewpoints. Hagoromo Chihin, sitting inside, did not interject. Regarding the Yuhi clan, his understanding was limited to the anime he had watched in his previous life, knowing that the Yuhi clan would later produce an exquisite mature woman. Beyond that, he also knew that Kurenai Yuhi's father, Shinku Yuhi, was a genjutsu master and served as a Konoha chunin and genin instructor, holding a significant position. At the same time, it was said that Shinku Yuhi's genjutsu was so powerful that even the Uchiha clan had to take it seriously. Other than that, Hagoromo Chihin didn't know much about the Yuhi clan. Therefore, Hagoromo Chihin didn't have a good impression of the current Yuhi clan. Seeing the attitude of the clan members, Hagoromo Long, having received instructions from the clan head, spoke, "This time, the Yuhi clan has come to us, the Hagoromo, for aid. They have promised that if we can save the Yuhi clan, then the Yuhi clan will voluntarily become our subordinate shinobi clan." Hearing this, all the elite jonin attending the clan meeting were shocked. Is that true or false? It should be known that a subordinate shinobi clan is different from an alliance. Once they become a subordinate shinobi clan, the Yuhi clan would practically sever half of its heritage. Not only would their clan head have to obey the commands of the Hagoromo clan head and elders, but they would also have to bow in greeting when seeing these three. Furthermore, all resources produced by the Yuhi clan, except for what they needed themselves, would have to be handed over to the Hagoromo clan. Even their family ninjutsu would have to be submitted to the Hagoromo. It could be said that once they became a subordinate shinobi clan of the Hagoromo clan, the life and death of the Yuhi clan would be entirely controlled by the Hagoromo clan. At that time, the Hagoromo could easily manipulate the Yuhi clan. Therefore, during the Warring States period, unless they were desperate, no shinobi clan would willingly become a subordinate shinobi clan of another clan, because that was almost no different from the annihilation of their own clan. Has the Yuhi clan reached such a desperate point? After a long time, Hagoromo Tello finally asked. The clan head and the two elders sitting at the head of the table nodded, confirming the veracity of the news. Seeing the reactions of the clan head and elders, Hagoromo Ishihara was the first to react. "Save them. We must support them." At this moment, everyone else also came to their senses. Yes, save them, quickly provide support. Exactly, this is a great opportunity to restore the strength of our Hagoromo clan. At this moment, everyone in the room became excited. It should be known that although the Yuhi clan was a small shinobi clan, they were considered one of the stronger ones among them. Their inherited genjutsu was comparable even to that of larger shinobi clan. If it weren't for the small number of people in the Yuhi clan and the absence of a clan head level powerhouse, their strength would at least rank them as a second-rate shinobi clan. Therefore, although the Yuhi clan was a small shinobi clan, their strength was still considerable. Now, after a war that nearly wiped them out, the Hagoromo suffered extremely severe losses. Even after more than a year of recuperation, they had not fully recovered. But now, such an opportunity to legitimately absorb the Yuhi clan suddenly appeared before them. How could the Hagoromo clan members not be happy? After all, as long as the Yuhi clan could become a vassal of the Hagoromo clan's strength would recover more quickly. With such a great temptation before them, they simply couldn't remain calm. Seeing this situation, Hagoromo Longchuan also smiled. "Since everyone agrees to support the Yuhi clan, we will send clan members to assist them. Is there anyone who wishes to volunteer?" As his voice fell, a group of clan members vied to offer their services, all wanting to personally bring the Yuhi clan into their fold. Seeing the reactions of the surrounding clan members, Hagoromo Chihin also couldn't help but stand up. "I'll go." After all, in the anime, the mature Kurenai Yuhi had left a very deep impression on Hagoromo Chihin. Now that he had encountered something involving the Yuhi clan, how could he not go and see? Chapter 72 Supporting the Sunset Clan. Seeing that Hagoromo Chihin had taken the initiative to stand up, Hagoromo Longchuan thought for a moment and then nodded in agreement. After all, his son was destined to inherit the position of clan leader in the future, and inheriting that position required sufficient prestige. Although Hagoromo Chihin had previously volunteered to risk his life to raid the clan territories of the Sarutobi Shimura clans, he had already gained significant influence within the family. Among his peers, no one could match Hagoromo Chihin in terms of strength or influence. However, there was no such thing as too much prestige. Now, as long as the Yuhi clan could become a vassal of the Hagoromo, the ninja participating in this mission would undoubtedly gain immense merit. Therefore, since Hagoromo Chihin had chosen to volunteer, how could Hagoromo Longchuan, who wanted to pave the way for his son, refuse? Seeing his father agree, Hagoromo Chihin nodded and sat down. Afterward, Hagoromo Longchuan looked at the others. Besides the young clan leader, is there anyone else who wants to go? As soon as he finished speaking, Hagoromo Tello, from the other side, shot up, I'll go. The others had originally wanted to compete, but they didn't expect Hagoromo Tello to get ahead of them. Hagoromo Ishihara, sitting next to Hagoromo Tello, couldn't help but quip, "You're really fast, Mr. Instant. You're Mr. Instant. I'm super enduring, okay. You're so slow to react, are you perhaps weak?" Hagoromo Tello immediately glared at Hagoromo Ishihara. Hagoromo Ishihara spread his hands and chuckled, "Look at our physiques, it's obvious who's weak." Perhaps because Hagoromo Ishihara possessed magnet release, his body appeared exceptionally robust and solid, while Hagoromo Tello had a normal person's build. So, in comparison, Hagoromo Tello did seem a bit weak. "Hey, are you looking for a fight? Come on, let's spar and see who's really weak." Hagoromo Tello rolled up his sleeves, put one foot on a chair, and leaned in close to Hagoromo Ishihara. Hagoromo Ishihara leaned back against the chair. "We're in the middle of a clan meeting. Are you trying to delay important clan matters?" Although his strength was on par with Hagoromo Tello's ninjutsu was annoying. Once marked by Hagoromo Tello's magnet release, Hagoromo Tello's weapons would automatically pursue and attack the enemy. Therefore, Hagoromo Ishihara really didn't want to fight him. Seeing this, Hagoromo Tello grinned, "Hee, are you scared?" At this moment, Hagoromo Longchuan spoke, interrupting their argument. "Alright, then this mission will be carried out by Tello and Chihin. Everyone else, continue as usual." Seeing that the clan leader had made his decision, all the Hagoromo clan members attending the clan meeting stood up, expressed their acceptance, and then disbanded and left. Stepping out the door, Hagoromo Chihin subconsciously looked towards the entrance. "Haha, stupid dog, you behaved well. I won't reward you with your favorite slap." Seeing the stupid dog pacing back and forth at the entrance but not causing trouble, Hagoromo Chihin nodded in relief. However, when the stupid dog, who had come to Chihin's side, heard this, it immediately stretched its neck and howled, "Idiot! Chihin, you really are asking for a beating." Seeing Hagoromo Chihin's face darken, the stupid dog immediately shut its mouth and stealthily peeked at Chihin. Looking at the stupid dog's appearance, Hagoromo Chihin helplessly shook his head, unsure if this guy was truly stupid or just pretending, as if he had a screw loose. "Young clan leader, I'll go prepare first. We'll meet at the clan territory entrance in 2 hours, Hagoromo Tello, who had come out, said to Chihin. Supporting the Yuhi clan wasn't something just the two of them could do. According to the Yuhi clan, the Saruta clan had gained many Jonin and elite Jonin in the past year. Therefore, to support the Yuhi clan, besides him, a top elite Jonin, they would also need to bring some ordinary elite Jonin and Jonin. And gathering clan members was something Hagoromo Chihin, the young clan leader, was too lazy to do, so it naturally fell to Hagoromo Tello to accomplish. After listening to Hagoromo Tello, Hagoromo Chihin nodded. Hagoromo Tello then turned and left. Watching Hagoromo Tello's departing back, Chihin turned and walked home with the stupid dog. Supporting the Yuhi clan would likely involve a war, and who knew if the Yuhi clan had enough supplies. If he didn't prepare, and ran out of weapons on the battlefield, he would be in a bind. So, before heading to the Yuhi clan, he needed to prepare some exploding tags and shuriken. Coincidentally, the dozens of exploding tags he had embezzled over a year ago hadn't been used much, and they would come in handy this time. 2 hours later, Hagoromo Chihin, having prepared his supplies, appeared outside the clan territory gate with the stupid dog. At this time, Hagoromo Tello, accompanied by 3 elite Jonin and 10 Jonin, was already ready outside the gate. Standing beside them were 3 people from the Yuhi clan. They all had eyes like rubies, which made them look quite handsome. Seeing Hagoromo Chihin arrive, Hagoromo Tello walked over. "Young clan leader, what is this?" he said, looking at the stupid dog. Hagoromo Chihin smiled. "This stupid dog has excellent tracking abilities, he might come in handy." At this moment, the stupid dog didn't bark wildly but looked at Hagoromo Tello with a pair of intelligent blue eyes, appearing very reliable. Hagoromo Tello nodded, agreeing with Chihin's approach. I see. Well, young clan leader, let's depart now. Chihin, with the stupid dog, walked towards the front of the team. Hagoromo Tello followed suit, and the group of less than 20 people began to move in the direction of the Yuhi clan. The Yuhi clan was located slightly northeast of the Hagoromo clan, but not too far. To their east was the mission's target, the Tsuruta clan. The Tsuruta clan had no bloodline limit or special secret technique, it was just an ordinary shinobi clan. According to the Yuhi clan, a little over a year ago, the Tsuruta clan's strength was slightly inferior to theirs. After all, the Yuhi clan possessed excellent genjutsu talent, so they could still deal with such an ordinary shinobi clan. However, starting a year ago, the Tsuruta clan's strength had, for some unknown reason, slowly increased. Initially, the Tsuruta family mysteriously gained a special jonin, and then in the following months, the number of special jonin gradually increased, with occasional sightings of jonin. And starting this month, several elite jonin suddenly appeared in the Tsuruta family, and then, 3 days ago, they launched a full-scale attack on the Yuhi clan. After defending for 2 days, the Yuhi clan realized they couldn't hold on, which forced them to request aid from the Hagoromo. Therefore, the root of all this began with the sudden appearance of a special jonin in the Tsuruta family. Chapter 73 Arrival. In a mountain forest, more than a dozen figures moved swiftly. After an afternoon of travel, Hagoromo Chihin and his group of 18, plus a stupid dog, finally arrived near the Yuhi clan grounds. Of course, their slow pace was due to the relatively weak strength and slow speed of the ninja sent by the Yuhi family to request aid. After all, the Yuhi clan is a minor clan, and now deeply mired in crisis, every ninja is precious. Thus, the ninja they sent to the Hagoromo family for aid consisted of 1 special jonin and 2 injured genin. This also meant that Hagoromo Chihin's stupid dog was faster than those 3 Yuhi family ninja, which was truly absurd. Hagoromo clan heir, ahead is our Yuhi clan's clan territory. The leading Yuhi family special jonin, slightly out of breath, approached Hagoromo Chihin to report. Although there was also a top elite jonin from the Hagoromo family nearby, after observing them along the way, he had already understood who was in charge of this group from the Hagoromo family. Hagoromo Chihin nodded, raised 2 fingers, and closed his eyes to sense. 2 enemies, 1 jonin, 1 chunin, both appeared to be sensory ninja. Chihin opened his eyes and looked at Hagoromo Tello. Hagoromo Tello nodded, took out 2 kunai, and the next second, instantly vanished, inside the Yuhi clan grounds. 6 ninja were kneeling in a room, discussing matters. Clan leader, at this rate, we can only hold out for 1 more day. Yes, if the Hagoromo clan doesn't support us, by the day after tomorrow at the latest, we will. This ninja did not continue, but his meaning was clear to everyone without guessing. At this moment, another ninja spoke. But, a little over a year ago, when the Hagoromo and Sanju clans were at war, the Hagoromo asked to buy supplies from us, and we didn't sell them. Are they really willing to support us? As soon as these words fell, silence once again filled the room. Indeed, when others were in trouble, they chose to stand by. Now that they were in trouble, whether others would come to help them, they were truly unsure. At this time, the Yuhi clan leader, who was seated at the head, spoke. Don't worry, my Yuhi clan has already promised to become a vassal of the Hagoromo family in the future, so they will definitely come to support us. A ninja below looked worriedly at the Yuhi clan leader. But, clan leader, among the Tsuruta clan, there seems to be enough. Before the ninja could finish, the Yuhi clan leader directly interrupted him. I haven't told the Hagoromo clan about this matter, they will definitely come. What? A sudden cry of alarm rang out in the room. After reacting, one of them quickly said, Clan leader, if we don't tell the Hagoromo clan about this, then when they arrive, can you confirm the authenticity of this information? The Yuhi clan leader glanced at the person below. The people below immediately looked at each other. Indeed, they were not sure if this matter was true. Ultimately, it was merely a speculation based on some clues. The Yuhi clan leader spoke with some weariness at this moment. Alas, if I tell the Hagoromo clan about something without evidence, and they don't come to support us, then my Yuhi clan will be completely finished. But, if we become a vassal of the Hagoromo clan, isn't it the same outcome? A voice from below spoke up. The Yuhi clan leader shook his head. It's not the same. By becoming a vassal of the Hagoromo, at least we are still alive. As long as people are alive, there is hope. I will never let the clan perish in my hands. Hearing this, everyone fell silent. This was the sorrow of a minor clan. If they were a major clan, even if not a top-tier family like Senju or Uchiha, as long as they were a first-rate shinobi clan, they would not face the prospect of annihilation. Did not the Hagoromo clan, even when besieged by the Senju, Sarutobi, and Shimura clans, manage to survive with great difficulty? Although the Hagoromo clan suffered heavy losses, given time, they would always recover. But for minor clans like them, even a slight ripple in the ninja world could potentially crush them to dust. In the ninja world, weakness is the original sin. In the mountain forest, a dark figure suddenly flashed by, and then Hagoromo Tello landed in front of Hagoromo Chihin. Young clan leader, it's done. Hagoromo Tello's expression was relaxed, as if he had done something trivial. And in fact, it was. After all, Hagoromo Tello's strength was that of a top elite Jonin, and he also possessed the magnet release bloodline limit. With such strength, dealing with a single Jonin was a piece of cake. Hagoromo Chihin nodded upon hearing this. According to his senses, outside the Yuhi clan grounds, there were several ninja at regular intervals, presumably the Sarutan ninja attacking the Yuhi clan. The Yuhi clan grounds were located in a mountain forest, and attacking at night would easily lead to an ambush by the Yuhi clan, making it very dangerous. Therefore, the Saruta clan mostly attacked the Yuhi clan during the day, leaving people to guard and be vigilant at night to prevent the Yuhi clan from breaking through. The 3 Yuhi ninja who went to the Hagoromo clan for aid were only able to break out from another direction because the Yuhi clan leader created a diversion with a large-scale breakout. Otherwise, given the Saruta clan's posture, those weaklings would never have been able to break out and seek aid from the Hagoromo clan. Next, you will lead the way. Hagoromo Chihin's gaze fell on the Yuhi family's special Jonin. The ninja on the periphery belonged to the Saruta clan, so they were simply killed. But further in was the Yuhi clan's defensive area. If they charged in directly, they might accidentally fall into a friendly trap, which would not be good. The Yuhi family's special Jonin, hearing Hagoromo Chihin call him, quickly stepped forward. Yes. Hagoromo clan heir. After speaking, he immediately led the 2 genin of the Yuhi family forward, while Hagoromo Chihin and the others followed closely behind. The stupid dog was panting with its tongue out beside Hagoromo Chihin, hopping here and there like it had ADHD, not at all calm. However, although this stupid dog was energetic, it seemed to know that it couldn't cause trouble now, so it hadn't barked since they arrived nearby. As everyone gradually approached the Yuhi clan grounds, Hagoromo Chihin could clearly feel that the number of ninja around them sharply increased, and people constantly came out to inquire. It was clear that the atmosphere within the Yuhi clan was extremely tense. If Hagoromo Chihin and his group hadn't been led by Yuhi ninja, the other side would have probably launched an attack already. Passing through layers of defenses, Hagoromo Chihin and the others finally arrived not far from the main gate of the Yuhi clan grounds. Chapter 74 Sunset Tribe. Clan Leader, support from the Hagoromo clan has arrived. Inside the Yuhi clan's council hall, everyone was resting with their eyes closed when a Yuhi ninja suddenly entered, kneeling on one knee to report. The Yuhi clan leader immediately opened his eyes, a joyful expression on his face. Oh, who has come to provide support? The Yuhi ninja, still kneeling, spoke. It's a member of the Hagoromo family's clan council, as well as the Hagoromo family's young clan leader. Only top elite Jonin could participate in the Hagoromo family's clan council. The Hagoromo family had a total of 6 such elite Jonin, and together with the clan leader and 2 elders, 9 people formed the Hagoromo clan council. And Hagoromo Chihin, though his strength had not reached the level of a top elite Jonin, was tacitly allowed to join the clan council due to his strength and achievements. Therefore, the current participants in the Hagoromo clan council totaled 10 people. Of course, originally this number should have been higher. Unfortunately, in the Great War over a year ago, the Hagoromo clan lost nearly half of its top elite Jonin, which led to the current situation. Upon hearing that a clan council member from the Hagoromo family had arrived, and that the Hagoromo clan heir was also here, the Yuhi clan leader immediately stood up. Let's go, everyone follow me to welcome the ninja of the Hagoromo clan. It was within his expectation that a clan council member of the Hagoromo clan would come to provide support, but that their young clan leader would also come was somewhat beyond his expectation. It seemed the Hagoromo clan still valued the Yuhi family becoming its vassal. But thinking about it, it made sense. The Hagoromo family had suffered heavy losses in the war a year ago and now urgently needed to restore its strength. For the Yuhi clan to become a vassal of the Hagoromo at this time, the Hagoromo family must have been exceptionally excited upon learning this news. With these thoughts, the Yuhi clan leader walked out of the council hall, and the other Yuhi ninjas followed with joyful expressions. This is great, the Hagoromo family's support has arrived, the Yuhi clan won't be annihilated. Passing through the Yuhi family's defenses, before reaching the entrance of the Yuhi clan territory, Hagoromo Chihin and the others saw several people standing outside the main gate of the Yuhi clan territory. Swish swish, Hagoromo Chihin and his group appeared instantly. Seeing this, the Yuhi clan leader quickly stepped forward. Thank you to everyone from the Hagoromo family for extending a helping hand to my Yuhi clan. As long as this battle ends, my Yuhi clan will fulfill its promise and become an affiliated shinobi clan of the Hagoromo clan. Upon hearing this, those behind the Yuhi clan leader felt somewhat uneasy. After all, if they had a choice, who would be willing to become an affiliated shinobi clan of another family? But there was no other way, the ninja world was just that cruel. They were weak, which destined them to find every possible way to humbly survive. Hagoromo Tello nodded at this. Don't worry, since you have promised to become an affiliated shinobi clan of my Hagoromo clan, we will certainly do our best to help you. Hagoromo Chihin, standing by, said nothing. Instead, he subtly sensed the strength of the people opposite him. First was this Yuhi clan leader. According to Hagoromo Chihin's perception, his strength should also be that of a top elite jonin, though he might be slightly weaker than Hagoromo Tello. However, the Yuhi clan was proficient in genjutsu, and genjutsu was a very strange thing. One might fall victim to it at any time, and the Yuhi clan leader's genjutsu mastery was certainly higher. Therefore, if Hagoromo Tello and the Yuhi clan leader were to truly fight, the outcome would likely be hard to predict. Next were the 5 people behind the Yuhi clan leader. From his perception, they were all elite jonin, and their strength should be on par with the 3 elite jonin from the Hagoromo family that Hagoromo Chihin had brought. These were all of the Yuhi clan's top-tier combat forces. It had to be said, the gap between such small clans and large clans was truly immense. Even with its heavy losses, the Hagoromo family could still, in the absence of war, effortlessly dispatch 3 elite jonin, while the Yuhi clan's 5 elite jonin constituted their entire top-tier combat force. The disparity in strength between small clans and large clans was evident. The Yuhi clan leader opposite, sensing Hagoromo Chihin's actions, looked over with a smile. This must be the Hagoromo clan heir, Hagoromo Chihin. As expected, his talent is extraordinary. He will surely become one of the top powerhouses in the ninja world in the future. An action like Hagoromo Chihin's, sensing others upon meeting them, could be directly considered a provocation if they weren't familiar with each other. But now, the Yuhi clan was at risk of being annihilated at any moment. They still had to rely on the Hagoromo clan for their lives. Therefore, the Yuhi clan leader, far from being angered by Hagoromo Chihin's action of sensing others' strength upon meeting, instead looked over with a smile. As the saying goes, one doesn't hit a smiling person. Seeing the other party so friendly and even flattering him, Hagoromo Chihin immediately burst out laughing. Yuhi clan leader, you flatter me too much. Who can say what the future holds? The Hagoromo clan heir, at such a young age, has already reached this level of strength. His future is certainly limitless. The Yuhi clan leader's words were not merely flattery, he genuinely admired Hagoromo Chihin in his heart. After all, Hagoromo Chihin's strength shone brightly on the battlefield a year ago, and he later launched a surprise attack on the Sarutobi Shimura clan estate, his fame spreading throughout the land of fire. Such a genius, as long as he didn't die prematurely, was destined to become a top powerhouse in the future. So, his praise was not unfounded bluster. Facing the Yuhi clan leader's praise, Hagoromo Chihin smiled. Let's go inside first. Yes, yes, yes. The Yuhi clan leader quickly nodded, then turned to invite Hagoromo Chihin, Hagoromo Tello, and the others inside. The 5 elite jonin behind the Yuhi clan leader also wisely cleared the entrance. Soon, the Yuhi clan arranged accommodation for the Hagoromo ninjas who had come to provide support. That night, the Saruta clan did not attempt any sneak attacks. Perhaps it was due to the night, they didn't risk an assault, or perhaps they wanted to conserve their energy for the next day's attack. In any case, the first night of Hagoromo Chihin and the others' arrival at the Yuhi clan passed peacefully. The next day, the sun rose as usual. Sunlight filtered through the gaps between the leaves, casting down beams of light. To prevent the Saruta family from breaking through the Yuhi clan's defenses, the Yuhi clan leader had already led his clan members to the front lines early, and Hagoromo Chihin and the other Hagoromo ninjas who had come to provide support were naturally among them. Rumble. Around 9 o'clock, an explosion suddenly resounded in the mountain forest, and immediately after, the Saruta clan's vanguard troops charged forward. Hidden by the mountain forest, the ninjas between Yuhi and Saruta sometimes died under various ninjutsu traps even before they met. Hagoromo Chihin, standing on the front line of defense, couldn't see anyone, but through his perception, he could detect the Saruta ninjas constantly moving towards them. Ding tilde mission issued. Chapter 75 The battle begins. Ding tilde mission issued. The Yuhi clan is facing an extermination crisis. Having experienced an extermination crisis yourself, how can you stand by idly? Therefore, please help the Yuhi clan overcome this crisis. Of course, kindness is one thing, but benefits cannot be overlooked. Please ensure the Yuhi clan smoothly becomes a vassal of the Hagoromo clan. Mission complete. Reward the host with 1 point of talent value limited. Listening to the voice from the bottom of his heart, Hagoromo Chihin was stunned for a moment. When he reacted, he immediately complained silently in his heart, "Oh, isn't this the system? You're still alive." After Hagoromo Chihin transmigrated, the system only appeared 3 or 4 times in the first month. After that, the system never showed up again. Now, more than a year has passed. If the system hadn't made a sound, he would have almost forgotten that he even had a system. Ding, the system is with you, but I only appear at critical moments. You're really dedicated, aren't you? Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but complain in his heart. That is of course. Hagoromo Chihin pouted and didn't speak, instead focusing his attention on the system's mission. He remembered when the system first appeared, it said it was a survival talent system. This talent has already been clearly demonstrated, which is the talent value. Anthesis survival seems to be the system's trigger mechanism. Whether it's Hagoromo Chihin or people related to Hagoromo Chihin, as long as they face a survival crisis, the system mission will be triggered. Now, the Yuhi clan is facing an extermination crisis, and the system has triggered a mission because of it. However, this mission's reward is limited. Am I going to have a second bloodline limit? Looking at the system's reward, Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but mutter. The Hagoromo clan was not without ninja who possessed dual bloodline limits in history, but that was a very long time ago. In the last 100 or 200 years, the Hagoromo clan has not produced any ninja with dual bloodline limits. 100 or 200 years may not seem long, but in this world where the average lifespan of a ninja is only 30 years, 100 or 200 years has already seen 6 or 7 generations pass. One can imagine how vast this time span is. Therefore, if Hagoromo Chihin could possess a second bloodline limit, his influence within the Hagoromo clan would definitely be enormous. However, for Hagoromo Chihin, it didn't have that much utility. Haha, this talent value is really a bit useless, Hagoromo Chihin said, shaking his head with a smile. To be honest, his current ice release is already sufficient for him to use. Even if he gained another bloodline limit, he would probably still focus on ice release, for no other reason than because ice release is cool. Therefore, Hagoromo Chihin would say that this talent value was too useless, completely tasteless to eat, but a pity to discard. Rumble. Just as Hagoromo Chihin was lost in thought, the sound of battle ahead grew louder and louder, and occasionally firelight erupted from the forest. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin also focused his attention, drew the short katana from his waist, and cautiously looked ahead. After all, getting distracted on the battlefield is definitely an act of seeking death, and Hagoromo Chihin didn't want to go drink tea with King Yama at such a young age. Of course, the above words only apply to ordinary ninja. For people like Madara in his prime, please do not substitute yourselves into that category. Saruta-style wind release wind gale. Suddenly, several wind blades flew directly out of the forest. Seeing this, the Yuhi clan leader stepped forward and formed hand signs, fire release blazing wall. As soon as his voice fell, a wall of fire directly blocked everyone's path. Cool, Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but exclaim from behind. And he had to admit, the Yuhi clan leader's fire release ninjutsu was truly cool. He decided that after the Yuhi clan submitted, he would definitely take this ninjutsu and learn it. 3 seconds later, the Tsuruta clan's wind release ninjutsu disappeared, and the Yuhi clan leader's fire release defense also dissipated into sparks. Immediately after, countless ninja rushed out of the forest. The leading ninja was, surprisingly, a top elite Jonin. Kill. The Yuhi clan leader drew his katana and gave the order, then directly led the Yuhi ninjas to charge forward. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Rumble. Fire release. In an instant, shuriken, kunai, exploding tags, ninjutsu, and various other killing methods were directly thrown out by a group of Yuhi ninjas. As for Hagoromo Chihin, Hagoromo Tello, and a dozen or so others, they remained at their positions, not moving. After all, the Yuhi family could still handle the current situation, and the other side hadn't produced any other elite Jonin at this time. So, to be safe, they would wait until the other side's additional elite Jonin appeared before entering the fray. It wouldn't be too late. Coincidentally, they were also unfamiliar with the Tsuruta clan. Now that the two sides were at war, they could take this opportunity to observe the Tsuruta ninjas' fighting style and gather intelligence. This way, when they truly engaged in combat, they could reduce some unnecessary losses. Tsuruta-style crane strike. The Yuhi clan leader and the Tsuruta clan leader were the first to clash. The Tsuruta clan leader held a katana, its tip like a crane's beak, instantly thrusting towards the Yuhi clan leader. The Yuhi clan leader, however, did not use any special ninjutsu, but merely relied on his sword skills to constantly entangle the opponent. At this time, the other ninja from the Yuhi family and the Tsuruta family had also engaged in battle. Sword light flashed, shuriken and kunai flew everywhere, and the occasional exploding tag explosions and ninjutsu usage added to the brutality of the battlefield. Severed limbs appeared in various places on the battlefield just a few minutes after the battle began. Uncle Tello, how long do you think it would take you to defeat the Tsuruta clan leader? After observing for a while, Hagoromo Chihin's gaze turned to Hagoromo Tello beside him. He wasn't asking if he could defeat the opponent, but rather how long it would take to defeat him. This showed that Hagoromo Chihin had great confidence in Hagoromo Tello's strength. Hearing the young clan leader's question, Hagoromo Tello looked at the Tsuruta clan leader, and after a few seconds of thought, he said, I can take him down in 5 minutes at most, provided there are no other interferences. Hagoromo Chihin smiled and nodded, hearing Hagoromo Tello's confident words. Hagoromo Tello's magnet release was still a great threat to ordinary ninja. As long as an opponent was marked by Hagoromo Tello's magnet release, he would be automatically pursued by Hagoromo Tello's weapons. In addition to that, the opponent would also face Hagoromo Tello's attacks. It could be said that once a ninja whose strength did not exceed Hagoromo Tello's was marked, his death was not far off. Therefore, Hagoromo Chihin did not doubt Hagoromo Tello's words. While Hagoromo Chihin was chatting, the battle between the Yuhi clan leader and the Tsuruta clan leader had already become intense. However, just then, the Tsuruta clan leader's eyes suddenly became dazed, and even the movements of his hands slowed down a bit. Chapter 76 Action. Not good. Sensing that the situation around him seemed a little off, Tsuruta clan leader immediately realized that he had fallen into a genjutsu. So, he quickly disrupted the flow of his chakra to break the Yuhi clan leader's genjutsu. The next second, the surrounding environment blurred, and a katana slashed directly at Tsuruta clan leader's neck. Seeing this, Tsuruta clan leader's pupils contracted, and he instantly raised his katana to block. Clang! The next second, due to insufficient preparation and in a hurry, he was directly sent flying by the immense force. Thump! Thump! After landing, Tsuruta clan leader retreated several steps before stabilizing his body. Damn it! Tsuruta clan leader couldn't help but curse under his breath. He had been extremely careful about the Yuhi clan leader's genjutsu, but he still fell for it. This Yuhi clan leader was truly troublesome. On the other side, Yuhi style. Setting Sun illusionary blade. Having gained the upper hand, Yuhi clan leader pressed his advantage, directly activating his family's ninjutsu. His blade, glowing with a dizzying dark red light, slashed towards Saruta clan leader. Seeing this, Saruta clan leader quickly averted his gaze from Yuhi clan leader, to avoid falling into genjutsu again. However, if he didn't look at his opponent, blocking this move would become extremely difficult. Fortunately, they had been fighting for many years, so he knew how to deal with such a situation. Saruta clan leader immediately formed hand signs, earth release, underground projection fish. If he couldn't block it, why not just dodge it? Years of fighting made Saruta clan leader exceptionally skilled at this move. Almost the instant Yuhi clan leader swung his katana, he had already burrowed into the ground. Whoosh! Yuhi clan leader's katana missed, creating a whooshing sound. Immediately after, a figure suddenly appeared behind Yuhi clan leader, Saruta style, crane thrust. The tip of the katana, carrying a sharp airflow, directly stabbed towards Yuhi clan leader's back. PFF'd, blood splattered, and Yuhi clan leader, with a look of disbelief, slowly turned his head to look at Saruta clan leader. "I lost," Yuhi clan leader said, gasping for breath, then fell to the ground with a thud. The lingering light of the setting sun shone from afar, making the scene even more tragic. Looking at the now lifeless Yuhi clan leader, Saruta clan leader suddenly let out a dry laugh. I won, I finally got rid of this guy. Ha 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 ha." However, as he laughed, he started to feel that something was amiss. Wait, wasn't it morning just now? How did it suddenly become dusk? And why is it so quiet around here? Not good, I've fallen into genjutsu again. Saruta clan leader, realizing this, instantly broke out in a cold sweat. Outside the genjutsu, Yuhi clan leader turned around, looking at the somewhat dazed Saruta clan leader, and let out a long breath. Since the battle began yesterday, he had been continuously suggesting genjutsu to Saruta clan leader, and today it finally succeeded. Die. Facing the incapacitated Saruta clan leader, Yuhi clan leader's eyes glinted with ferocity, and he slashed his katana directly at Saruta clan leader's neck. Water release. Cutting blade. Suddenly, a thin stream of water shot directly towards Yuhi clan leader. Seeing this, Yuhi clan leader quickly changed the direction of his katana. Clang! A metallic clash sounded, and Yuhi clan leader's katana was directly cut. However, Yuhi clan leader also used this brief moment to create distance. At this moment, a middle-aged man with grayish-white hair arrived beside Saruta clan leader, then formed hand signs and placed his hands on Saruta clan leader's shoulders. Inside the illusion, Saruta clan leader tried to break the genjutsu by disrupting the flow of his chakra, but after several attempts, he found it was useless. Facing this situation, Saruta clan leader was almost driven mad with anxiety. Suddenly, a burst of chakra entered his body, and then the surrounding environment shifted, and Saruta clan leader woke up. He turned his head and saw that the gray-haired middle-aged man had already removed his hands from his shoulders. "Thank you, Kanta-kun." Saruta clan leader looked gratefully at the person beside him. If it weren't for him, he might have died under Yuhi clan leader's katana. The ninja named Kanta nodded, his gaze fixed on Yuhi clan leader. Seeing this, Yuhi clan leader couldn't help but grip his katana tightly. A top elite jonin, and an ordinary elite jonin, this is troublesome. If it were just Saruta clan leader alone, he wouldn't be afraid at all, but now, another elite jonin had arrived, which was beyond his power range. On the front line, Hagoromo Chihin and the others, who were observing the battle, suddenly noticed that the Saruta family had reinforcements arriving, and their strength was not weak, at least special jonin level. Seeing this situation, Hagoromo Chihin gripped his short katana. "Tello, hold the line, the rest of you follow me. Be careful to protect yourselves." Hagoromo Tello on the front line heard this and was about to stop him, but Hagoromo Chihin had already charged forward with 3 elite jonin and 10 jonin from the Hagoromo family. "Young clan leader," Hagoromo Tello called out helplessly. However, seeing that Hagoromo Chihin had no intention of stopping, he could only shake his head and carefully observe the situation on the battlefield. As soon as the young clan leader encountered any danger, he would immediately rush forward to act. With the addition of the Hagoromo ninja, the strength between the two sides on the battlefield was once again balanced. Hagoromo Chihin, meanwhile, came to Yuhi clan leader's side and confronted the gray-haired middle-aged man who had suddenly appeared opposite him. "Is he the elite jonin who suddenly appeared in the Saruta family?" Hagoromo Chihin asked Yuhi clan leader. Yuhi clan leader nodded. That's right, Hagoromo clan heir. He is the ninja who suddenly appeared in the Saruta family in recent months. On the other side, upon seeing Hagoromo Chihin appear, the gray-haired middle-aged man's pupils instantly contracted. How could he be here? After hearing Yuhi clan leader's words, Hagoromo Chihin turned his gaze to the opponent, only to suddenly notice the surprised look in his eyes. You know me? Hagoromo Chihin asked, looking at the opponent with some curiosity. Unfortunately, the opponent said nothing, directly raising his broadsword and attacking Hagoromo Chihin. The nearby Saruta clan leader hesitated for a moment, then once again charged at Yuhi clan leader. Clang! A loud sound emanated between Hagoromo Chihin and the gray-haired ninja. Facing an enemy with slightly greater strength than himself, the katana in Hagoromo Chihin's hand was slowly pushed back towards him. Seeing the unfavorable situation, Hagoromo Chihin quickly stabilized himself with his left foot, and raised his right leg to kick towards the opponent's abdomen. Bang! With a kick, the gray-haired ninja blocked Hagoromo Chihin's potentially fatal kick with his knee. Chapter 77 Rasengan. After one move, the two temporarily separated. Looking at the young clan leader opposite him, Huan Dai felt a cold sweat trickle down his temples. This brat was truly devious. If he hadn't reacted quickly to that last move, he probably would have become a eunuch. Wind release. Wind God sword. Hagoromo Chihin formed a hand seal with his left hand, and sharp wind release chakra immediately flowed through his short katana. Huan Dai, opposite him, said nothing, but silently formed a hand seal, and a blue current of water instantly appeared on the blade of his broadsword. As if by mutual understanding, a wisp of breeze swept through the air, and Hagoromo Chihin and Huan Dai simultaneously shunshined forward, and the confrontation of wind and water directly unfolded. In the battlefield, Hagoromo Chihin and Huan Dai's figures constantly flickered, their blades touching and separating in an instant. Those with weaker strength couldn't even clearly see the process of their engagement. After this exchange of blows, it seems that my strength and his are evenly matched. If I don't use some special techniques, it looks like it will be impossible to decide a winner in a short amount of time. Hagoromo Chihin cautiously stared at his opponent, engaging him while analyzing the disparity in their strength deep in his heart. After realizing that he couldn't achieve a quick victory through conventional means, Hagoromo Chihin secretly began to gather ice attribute chakra within his body. The two clashed again, and a wisp of frost directly flowed from Hagoromo Chihin's feet into the ground, instantly coating the ground within 10 meters with a layer of frost. The next moment, the color of ice flashed, and Hagoromo Chihin instantly disappeared. Rasengan. Crack. Huan Dai hadn't even reacted when he felt a violent pain in his back. Accompanying it was the sound of bones cracking. It turned out that Hagoromo Chihin, at some unknown moment, had appeared directly behind Huan Dai and used Rasengan to break his spine. At the same time, the powerful chakra turbulence of the Rasengan instantly twisted and deformed Huan Dai's back. Boom! Hagoromo Chihin, holding the undiminished Rasengan, pressed it sharply downwards and forwards, and the immense force directly slammed Huan Dai into the ground, instantly creating a large pit in the ground and kicking up dust. All of this, though complex to describe, actually happened in an instant. From Hagoromo Chihin activating Ice Domain to him using Ice Leap to appear behind Huan Dai and slamming him into the ground with Rasengan, the time taken was less than a second. Hagoromo Tello, standing in the distance, only saw Hagoromo Chihin's figure flash, and then the gray-haired elite Jonin was slammed into the ground, his life unknown, which showed how astonishing Hagoromo Chihin's speed was. The young clan leader is truly getting stronger and stronger. Hagoromo Tello stood on the battle line, nodding with a smile. Hagoromo Chihin stood in the pit, and seeing that this person named Huan Dai had completely stopped breathing, he clapped his hands and stood up. Rasengan is as powerful as ever. Over a year's time, his strength had not stagnated. In this past year, besides carrying out missions, he had spent all his other time cultivating. Among them, Hagoromo Chihin's current foundation, Ice Domain, had been cultivated by him to a very proficient level. If it were more than a year ago, for his Ice Domain to expand, he would not only have to form hand seals but also could only expand a fixed size area. But now, his Ice Leap could be activated instantly without hand seals, and the range of the expanded domain could also be controlled at will. For example, just now, if it were before, he would only be able to expend 1/5 of his chakra to expand an ice domain covering a 500-meter area. Such a large range would simply be overkill for dealing with this elite Jonin named Huan Dai. But, now, after more than a year of cultivation, he was able to precisely utilize chakra, and according to the combat situation, expand an appropriately sized ice domain to directly eliminate the opponent with the least consumption. On the other side, since the Yuhi clan leader's previous genjutsu suggestion on the Saruta clan leader had already been activated, and the Saruta clan leader had become exceptionally vigilant at this time, their battle directly reached a stalemate. However, when the Saruta clan leader discovered that Huan Dai had actually been killed by that unfamiliar young clan leader, his eyes instantly widened. Nani, what? Good opportunity. Although the Yuhi clan leader was also shocked by the Hagoromo family's young clan leader's strength, most of his attention was focused on the Saruta clan leader. When he saw the Saruta clan leader distracted, he immediately launched 2 genjutsu in quick succession. Tree Binding Genjutsu. A dreamlike glow seemed to appear in the Yuhi clan leader's ruby-like pupils, and then the Saruta clan leader seemed to be bound by something, his entire body rendered immobile. Seeing this, the Saruta clan leader hurriedly disrupted the flow of chakra within his body to break the genjutsu. However, just as he was able to move again, Yuhi style, Setting Sun Illusion Blade. The twilight-like blade light instantly made the Saruta clan leader dizzy, and his entire body became unstable. PFF'd. The katana sliced through, and blood spurted out. Due to his carelessness, the Saruta clan leader was directly slit in the throat by the Yuhi clan leader's katana. Ding tilde. The Saruta clan leader's hand loosened, and his katana fell to the ground. HMPH. He covered his neck with both hands, his eyes bulging, his face filled with a ferocious expression. Unfortunately, no matter how terrifying his expression was, it could no longer pose much of a threat to the Yuhi clan leader. After a few seconds, the Saruta clan leader's weak legs gave way, and he knelt on the ground, large puddles of blood flowing onto the ground through the gaps in his hands. Clan leader. A loud shout rang out from the battlefield, and then an elite Jonin of the Saruta family forced back his opponent and directly withdrew. And the Saruta ninjas, upon hearing the shout of clan leader, subconsciously looked in the direction of their clan leader. Fake, right, you're lying, right. When these Saruta ninjas discovered that their clan leader had sacrificed himself, they instantly panicked. Disoriented, they had no idea what to do. The Yuhi ninjas and Hagoromo ninjas on the opposite side seized the opportunity to counterattack, and for a time, many Saruta ninjas were caught off guard, injured, and died. Retreat. Retreat. Seeing this, the Saruta ninja who first discovered the clan leader's sacrifice hurriedly ordered a retreat. The other Saruta ninjas were at a loss as to what to do next, so when they heard the elite Jonin's command, they subconsciously turned and fled backward. Catch up and kill them. The Yuhi clan leader, seeing the situation, immediately gave the order and led his clansmen to pursue the retreating Saruta clan. In an instant, the battlefield was filled with the fleeing Saruta ninjas and the pursuing Yuhi ninjas. However, the Hagoromo ninjas among them did not rashly pursue but gradually gathered and walked to Hagoromo Chihin's side. Hagoromo Tello, who had originally been waiting on the battle line, also walked over at this time. Young clan leader, what do we do now? Chapter 78 Yuya's discussion. Due to Hagoromo Chihin's earlier instructions, all the Hagoromo ninja focused on protecting their own safety, merely holding back the Saruta clan's ninja on the battlefield without fighting to the death. Therefore, after a major battle, not only were none of the dozen or so Hagoromo family ninja sacrificed, but not a single person was even injured. After all, the Hagoromo clan ninja who came to support were all at least Jonin level. Ninja of this strength, once they choose to hold back the opponent with a rogue fighting style instead of engaging in a desperate fight, are very difficult to kill unless the opponent's strength far exceeds their own. Scanning the battlefield, Hagoromo Chihin said, "We'll also give chase and see, but we must remain vigilant to avoid ambushes." Everyone nodded in agreement. Immediately after, Hagoromo Chihin led his clansmen and also gave chase. The Yuhi clan and Saruta clan territories were only separated by 2 large mountains. For ninja, this distance was practically face to face, which explained why the Yuhi clan and Saruta clan were in constant conflict. Not long after, the Yuhi clan pursued the remaining Saruta clan ninja to a large mountain. However, just as everyone was preparing to continue the pursuit, several figures instantly moved in reverse from in front of the Saruta ninja. Water release. Great waterfall technique. Earth release. Earth Dragon Bullet. The two ninja at the forefront blocked the Yuhi clan's pursuers, directly forming hand signs and releasing ninjutsu. Not good. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin's pupils instantly contracted, and he flashed forward directly. Ice release, ice prison wall. Hagoromo Tello, who was nearby, followed closely. Magnet release, iron sand coffin. In an instant, a wall of ice directly blocked everyone's path. Immediately after, Hagoromo Tello's several man-high, extremely dense giant shuriken directly disintegrated into a large pile of iron filings, which condensed and covered the ice wall. Rumbling, the water flow of the great waterfall and the earth dragon bullet struck the wall, emitting dull thuds, and the immense power even caused the ice wall to shake twice. Fortunately, with Hagoromo Tello's iron sand coffin covering it, the ice wall was not breached. On the other side of the ice wall, seeing that the Saruta family ninja had retreated far away, these ninja who came to block the pursuers did not linger either, turning around and disappearing using the body flicker technique. Seeing that the attacks of the Great Waterfall and Earth Dragon Bullet had ended, Hagoromo Chihin and Hagoromo Tello withdrew their respective defenses. Young clan leader, what should we do? Hagoromo Tello asked cautiously, looking at Hagoromo Chihin. At this moment, the Yuhi clan leader, who was nearby, did not easily express an opinion but also looked towards Hagoromo Chihin. He had thought that today he would be able to counter-kill the Saruta clan and completely eliminate them, but now it seemed things were not as simple as he imagined. Looking at the ninja who had already disappeared, Hagoromo Chihin's expression was somewhat solemn. Those two ninja who just attacked, there's no mistake, they are definitely top elite jonin. When a strong person makes a move, one knows if they are truly strong. In Hagoromo Chihin's perception, the strength of those two ninja who used earth release and water release had definitely reached the level of top elite jonin. Furthermore, their strength was even comparable to Hagoromo Tello's. How could two such strong individuals suddenly appear in the Saruta family? There must be a problem here. Hagoromo Tello, who was nearby, also nodded. That's right, I can feel that the strength of those two guys should be on par with mine. Hagoromo Chihin turned his gaze to the Yuhi clan leader. Shall we go back first? The Yuhi clan leader naturally had no objections. He nodded and agreed, all right. Hagoromo young clan leader. It was noon. After lunch, Hagoromo Chihin and the clansmen gathered in the residence arranged by the Yuhi family. After dismissing the Yuhi family's servants, Hagoromo Chihin looked at Hagoromo Tello. Uncle Tello, what do you think about this morning's events? Hagoromo Tello pondered for a moment, then looked up and said, the Saruta, a small shinobi clan, suddenly having 3 top elite jonin appear, this matter is a bit strange. I also find it a bit strange. You know, even my Hagoromo clan, a little over a year ago, before that great war, only had 10 top elite jonin. An elite jonin nearby added immediately. Even a first-rate shinobi clan like Hagoromo, at its strongest, only had 10 powerhouses of this level, yet a third-rate minor clan like Saruta suddenly produced 3. Even excluding the deceased Saruta clan leader, the opponent still had 2 top elite jonin, so there was definitely a big problem here. After listening to the two clansmen's statements, Hagoromo Chihin nodded. That's right, I also find this matter a bit strange. Also, do you remember the elite jonin I fought this morning? He saved the Saruta clan leader from the Yuhi clan leader's hands at the time, and the Saruta clan leader addressed him as Wandi-kun. It's clear that the Saruta clan leader greatly respected that ninja named Wandi. A clan leader greatly respecting someone whose strength is inferior to his own, what does that indicate? It indicates that another shinobi clan has definitely interfered in this matter of the Yuhi clan. Hagoromo Tello listened to Hagoromo Chihin's analysis and couldn't help but nod, showing complete agreement. Another elite jonin looked at Hagoromo Chihin and said, if another shinobi clan has indeed interfered, and they can produce 2 top elite jonin at once, their strength should not be underestimated. Hagoromo Chihin also had a solemn expression. That's right, this hidden enemy is very strong. At this moment, the only remaining elite jonin spoke. Then, young clan leader, should we still concern ourselves with the Yuhi clan's affairs? Although the Yuhi clan has agreed to become our affiliated shinobi clan and will bring huge benefits to our Hagoromo clan, we have just gone through a major war and suffered heavy losses within the clan. If we were to engage in another war because of other shinobi clans at this time, it would be very uneconomical. After all, the Yuhi clan was ultimately an external clan. If helping the Yuhi clan was not proportionate to the Hagoromo's efforts, then the Hagoromo clan would certainly not choose to help the Yuhi clan. Hearing this, Hagoromo Chihin did not answer immediately, but lowered his head in thought. The Yuhi clan, in the end, didn't have much connection with the Hagoromo clan. Even Hagoromo Chihin, his biggest impression of the Yuhi clan was only Kurenai Yuhi, that older sister type. Therefore, if helping the Yuhi clan would bring losses to the Hagoromo family, he would certainly not do such a thankless task. So, should they retreat now? Wait, Hagoromo Chihin suddenly remembered something, and then he immediately looked up at everyone. Everyone, the Yuhi clan is the first large shinobi clan to our north, right? If the Hagoromo family looked north, first there were several minor, third-rate shinobi clans. These clans were like large families composed of about 20 people, with very limited strength, existing as subordinates to the Hagoromo family. Further north, there was the Yuhi clan, a third-rate shinobi clan, which was considered the first large shinobi clan north of the Hagoromo family in terms of strength. Hearing the young clan leader ask this, Hagoromo Tello nodded, that's right. Chapter 79. Ambiguous Information. At this moment, Hagoromo Chihin looked at everyone and said, since the Yuhi clan is the first large shinobi clan to our north, and the Saruta clan's strength is not much different from the Yuhi clan's. Then, if the Yuhi clan is defeated, and the Saruta clan swallows all the Yuhi family's resources, the Saruta clan's strength will definitely increase significantly. Currently, to the west and southwest of our Hagoromo clan are the Shimura and Sarutobi clans. To the southeast is the Senju clan. These two clans are already our mortal enemies. The Yuhi clan is located slightly to the east of our northern border. If the Yuhi clan is defeated and annexed by the Saruta clan, and the shinobi clan supporting the Saruta clan is hostile to us, what will happen? Listening to Hagoromo Chihin's analysis, Uncle Tello, who was beside him, broke out in a cold sweat. That means, except for the Uchiha clan to our south, we are almost completely surrounded. Hagoromo Chihin nodded solemnly, that's right. Although the Saruta clan doesn't pose a threat to us, the shinobi clan behind them might. Hearing this, the other Hagoromo clan members also became restless. An elite Jonin anxiously asked, young clan leader, what should we do now? Hagoromo Chihin pondered for a moment, then looked up and said, our most important task now is to find out who the shinobi clan behind the Saruta clan is. If the people behind them have no grievances with our clan, then we will retreat directly. There's no need to conflict with them over the Yuhi clan. But if the people behind them are hostile to our clan, then we cannot simply leave. Otherwise, once the Yuhi family is annexed, our troubles will be immense. Being surrounded by enemies on three sides, just thinking about it made one's scalp tingle. Listening to Hagoromo Chihin's analysis, Uncle Tello couldn't help but nod. That's right, let's first figure out who the shinobi clan behind the Saruta family is. The other Hagoromo ninjas also had no better ideas at this time, so after seeing that Uncle Tello, a member of the clan council, and the young clan leader had made their decision, they also nodded in agreement. Around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, at Hagoromo Chihin's suggestion, the Yuhi clan held a meeting. Inside the Yuhi family's council hall. Inside the room, Hagoromo Chihin sat in the central position at the head of the table, while Uncle Tello and the Yuhi clan leader sat separately to Hagoromo Chihin's left and right. At the lower end of the council hall sat 3 elite Jonin from the Hagoromo family and 5 elite Jonin from the Yuhi family. At this moment, the future fate of the Yuhi clan was entirely decided by these dozen or so people in the room. Yuhi clan leader, are you aware of the 2 top elite Jonin who suddenly appeared from the Saruta family this morning? Hagoromo Chihin spoke first, turning his gaze to the Yuhi clan leader beside him. Hearing Hagoromo Chihin ask him, the Yuhi clan leader bowed his head slightly. Hagoromo young clan leader, the Saruta family did indeed suddenly gain a top elite Jonin, which is why we sought assistance from your esteemed clan. As for the 2 individuals who appeared on the battlefield today, we truly had not received any prior information about them. So, besides the deceased Saruta clan leader, the Saruta family now has at least 3 top elite Jonin. The Yuhi clan leader's words caused Hagoromo Chihin's brows to furrow. He had originally thought that even if they were to stay and support the Yuhi clan, the few people from his own clan, plus the Yuhi clan leader, a top elite Jonin, would be enough to deal with the Saruta clan. But who knew, such an unexpected situation had now arisen. 3 top elite Jonin, and possibly even more, this level of strength was not something they could handle. Thinking of this, Hagoromo Chihin once again fixed his gaze on the Yuhi clan leader. Yuhi clan leader, where exactly did these elite Jonin come from? The Yuhi clan leader's face showed no flaws. This, we truly don't know. Really? Hagoromo Chihin looked at the other party deeply, a hint of disbelief in his eyes. One must know that the Yuhi clan had noticed a year ago that the Saruta family had inexplicably gained several special Jonin. Now, a year has passed, how could they not have received any intelligence at all? At this moment, the Yuhi clan leader seemed to remember something and quickly said, "Oh, Hagoromo young clan leader, according to the intelligence we've gathered during this period, it can basically be confirmed that the other party is definitely not from the Saruta clan." Hagoromo Chihin. What the hell? I was really listening to a speech as if I were listening to a speech. They're not from the Saruta clan. Even an idiot knows they're not from the Saruta clan now. Even with his cheat, he hadn't managed to make the Hagoromo family produce 3 top elite Jonin within a year. How could the Saruta family, a small shinobi clan, suddenly have 3 top elite Jonin within a year? Seeing that he couldn't get any information from the Yuhi clan leader, Hagoromo Chihin turned his gaze to the other Yuhi ninjas. What about you all? Do you have any intelligence? These Yuhi ninjas exchanged glances, then successively shook their heads, indicating they knew nothing. Seeing this, a surge of anger rose in Hagoromo Chihin's heart. At this moment, Uncle Tello, seeing Hagoromo Chihin's expression, was the first to act, slamming his palm directly onto the table. Bang! The loud sound startled everyone, and even Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but look at Uncle Tello. Uncle Tello subtly gave Hagoromo Chihin a look, then stood up, walked past Chihin, and came to stand opposite the Yuhi clan leader. His eyes were somewhat cold as he looked at the Yuhi clan leader. Yuhi clan leader, I hope you understand one thing. Our Hagoromo clan came to help your Yuhi clan because you actively requested to be affiliated with our Hagoromo clan, voluntarily becoming our Hagoromo clan's dependents. That's why we came to support you. It's not because our Hagoromo clan owes your Yuhi clan that we came to support you. If you don't cooperate and reveal the intelligence you know, then don't blame us for being unsympathetic and simply leaving. After speaking, Uncle Tello stared intently at the Yuhi clan leader, reversing their roles and intimidating the other party. At this moment, Hagoromo Chihin, sitting beside him, connected it to the look Uncle Tello had given him just now, and he gradually understood. As this, one playing the good cop, and one playing the bad cop. So, Uncle Tello is currently threatening the Yuhi clan leader, playing the role of the bad cop. Then I'm the good cop, responsible for smoothing things over, right? Thinking of this, Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but smile. That's right, I'm the young clan leader, the one who will become the clan leader in the future. How can I play the villainous role of the bad cop? The glorious and upright young clan leader definitely has to be the good cop. Sure enough, Uncle Tello has a lot of potential. When I become clan leader in the future, I'll give him more benefits. Chapter 80. Yuya Kyonin, a kind-looking, dark-hearted person. Facing the pressure from Hagoromo Tello, the Yuhi clan leader's face was filled with helplessness. Tello, the information we know is only this much. Do you really think we won't leave? Hagoromo Tello seemed to have made up his mind, determined to get something out of the Yuhi clan leader's mouth. At this point, Hagoromo Chihin also understood that he should speak. Yuhi clan leader, our Hagoromo clan has always been happy to help others. Since you were attacked by the Saruta family for no reason, we will definitely help you. So if you have any information, please share it. Facing Hagoromo Chihin's inquiry, the Yuhi clan leader still looked as if he knew nothing. Hagoromo clan heir, we have truly told you all the information we have. Looking at the Yuhi clan leader's demeanor, Hagoromo Chihin rubbed his temples with some annoyance. Tilda, it seems we can only go to the Saruta family ourselves tonight to gather intelligence. After speaking, Hagoromo Chihin looked at Hagoromo Tello, implying that only he could accompany him tonight. After all, they had to figure out who was behind the Saruta clan no matter what. Otherwise, if they just left like this, they would truly be unable to rest easy. Hagoromo Tello nodded in agreement with Hagoromo Chihin's suggestion, then he turned to look at the Yuhi clan leader. Yuhi clan leader, this is ultimately a matter for your Yuhi clan. Our young clan leader is kind-hearted, which is why he is willing to take risks and personally go to gather intelligence. You wouldn't really want just the two of us to go, would you? The Yuhi clan leader quickly nodded upon seeing this. Of course not. Tonight, I will personally accompany the two of you to gather intelligence. Hagoromo Tello nodded, temporarily satisfied with the Yuhi clan leader's reply. At this moment, Hagoromo Chihin spoke, but the Yuhi family can't be left without a top elite Jonin guarding it, can it? What if it's ambushed? Upon hearing this, the Yuhi clan leader immediately looked at Hagoromo Chihin with trust. Then why doesn't the young clan leader stay? The young clan leader is strong, and I would naturally feel very secure with him guarding here. Hagoromo Chihin shook his head. No, my sensory abilities are stronger, so I must go to investigate the intelligence. Then, the Yuhi clan leader looked at Hagoromo Tello. Hagoromo Tello immediately said, I must stay with the young clan leader to protect his safety. Now the Yuhi clan leader was in a dilemma. Both of these Hagoromo family members wanted to go to the Saruta family to gather intelligence, and he, as the most important person in the Yuhi clan, also had to follow. Thus, the choice of who would stay behind indeed became a problem. So what do we do now? Hagoromo Chihin looked at Hagoromo Tello with some helplessness. At this moment, Hagoromo Tello's eyes suddenly darted, and he looked at the Yuhi clan leader. Yuhi clan leader, if I'm not mistaken, you should have a son and a daughter. Hearing this, the Yuhi clan leader's face immediately showed some hesitation. Hagoromo Tello ignored the other party's reaction and continued. As far as I know, both of them are around 12 or 13 years old. They should be capable of handling this kind of mission, right? The Yuhi clan leader remained silent, unsure how to respond. Hagoromo Chihin spoke from the side. Uncle Tello, the Yuhi clan leader's children are still young and not suitable to go with us to gather intelligence. Hagoromo Tello turned to look at Hagoromo Chihin. The young clan leader isn't much older, is he still not contributing to the family? Hagoromo Chihin thought for a moment, then showed a convinced expression. That makes some sense. Immediately after, he changed the subject. However, they are, after all, the Yuhi clan leader's beloved children. It's not appropriate for them to come with us on such a life-threatening mission. Otherwise, let other elite Jonin of the Yuhi clan accompany us. It's no big deal to have a few more people, it's the same. Hearing Hagoromo Chihin's words, the faces of the other 5 elite Jonin of the Yuhi clan in the room suddenly changed, unsure how to react. Going to the enemy's stronghold to gather intelligence was a very dangerous matter. If they were discovered, there was no guarantee they would return alive. However, the family genuinely needed them to make sacrifices now, so at this moment, in the choice between life and death, they chose silence, preparing to leave it to fate. If he was truly chosen, he would go to gather intelligence. If he wasn't chosen, then he would have escaped a calamity. However, beneath this silence, the Yuhi clan leader's heart was somewhat inclined to curse. This Hagoromo family's young clan leader seemed kind on the surface, but how could his words push people to their deaths? Didn't your words clearly alienate the people of our Yuhi clan? So, at this point, the Yuhi clan leader could no longer remain silent. He gritted his teeth inwardly, his face expressionless as he looked at Hagoromo Chihin. Since the Hagoromo clan heir has said so, then let the two of them go with the Hagoromo clan heir to gather intelligence. As soon as these words fell, all 5 elite Jonin of the Yuhi clan showed expressions of surprise. The clan leader, he actually wants the young clan leader and the young lady to carry out the mission. Hagoromo Tello grinned upon hearing this. The Yuhi clan leader is truly a man of great foresight. The Yuhi clan leader smiled somewhat unnaturally. They are also members of the Yuhi family, so they naturally have to contribute to the family. Hagoromo Tello nodded. That's natural, just like our young clan leader, they are all contributing to their respective families. Hearing Hagoromo Tello mention himself, Hagoromo Chihin chuckled with an honest expression. The Hagoromo clan heir is a paragon for ninja, the Yuhi clan leader said, smiling at Hagoromo Chihin. Hearing this, Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but want to complain. This guy, he doesn't seem like a good person, does he? Hagoromo Tello said from the side. Since the personnel for investigating the Saruta clan have been decided, then we will go back and prepare first. Hagoromo clan heir, Tello, take care. The Yuhi clan leader smiled and nodded. Hagoromo Tello and Hagoromo Chihin walked out the door together, with the other Hagoromo ninja following closely behind. After the Hagoromo family members had all left, the Yuhi clan's council hall instantly fell into a silence. After an unknown period, one of the elite Jonin spoke. Clan leader, do we really have to let the young clan leader go? The Yuhi clan leader looked up at the other party. Otherwise, why didn't we tell the Hagoromo clan what we knew? Tell them, and if they question us why we didn't disclose all the information when we requested aid, how would you answer? Say we just got the information. Don't be silly. The Hagoromo clan members aren't that easy to fool. All we can do now is hold out to the end. We know nothing, understand? Chapter 81 The Thoughts of Both Sides. Seeing the silent clansman, the Yuhi clan leader shook his head and explained helplessly, the reason we didn't tell the Hagoromo clan our conjectures back then was because we were afraid that if the Hagoromo clan knew this news, they would hesitate and delay their support. That's why we chose to conceal it. But now, if we reveal this news, it would be a blatant deception. No one likes to be deceived, especially a major clan like the Hagoromo clan. Therefore, we absolutely cannot reveal our previous conjectures, understand? One lie often requires a pile of lies to cover it up. But now, we don't need that pile of lies. All we can do is insist that we know nothing. Everyone, for the legacy of the Yuhi family, forget our previous conjectures. From now on, let this matter rot in our stomachs. Remember, we never had any conjectures. Upon hearing this, the five couldn't help but tacitly agree with the clan leader's words. Indeed, the situation the Yuhi clan faced at that time allowed for no delay. If they had told the Hagoromo clan their conjectures when they requested aid, and the Hagoromo clan deliberated for a day or two before making a decision, by the time the Hagoromo clan's support arrived, the Yuhi family would have already been annihilated. Therefore, after hearing the clan leader's explanation, they all chose to remain silent, unable to offer any rebuttal. After a minute or two of silence in the room, one of the elite Jonin looked up at the Yuhi clan leader. But clan leader, what about the young clan leader and the young lady? They are the most talented clansmen of the younger generation. Even if we go to investigate the Saruta clan, we have to be extremely vigilant. Now, the young clan leader and the young lady are only special Jonin. If they go, it's very easy to. The elite Jonin stopped halfway through his sentence, not continuing. One must know that the Saruta clan now has 3 top elite Jonin, as well as a large group of ninja, including many elite Jonin and Jonin. In such a situation, even if Hagoromo Tello and Hagoromo Chihin went, they would have to proceed cautiously. If their young clan leader and young lady, both special Jonin, went, it would be very easy for them not to return. The Yuhi clan leader, sitting at the head, showed a pained expression. How could I not know this? But if I don't let them go, wouldn't that make the Hagoromo clan even more suspicious? So, for the future of my Yuhi clan, whether they can return alive or not depends on their fate. As the Yuhi clan leader's voice fell, the 5 elite Jonin exchanged glances, then silently shook their heads. Since the clan leader, as their father, had said so, what more could they say? They could only pray that the young clan leader and the young lady could return safely. At the residence arranged by the Yuhi clan, Hagoromo Chihin and Hagoromo Tello sat opposite each other. Uncle Tello, the Yuhi clan leader, said he had no news of the shinobi clan behind the Saruta clan. How credible do you think that is? Hagoromo Chihin asked, looking at Hagoromo Tello. Hagoromo Tello shook his head. Although that fellow showed no flaws and even sent his children to accompany us to investigate, I believe he definitely knows something. Hagoromo Chihin nodded after hearing this. I think so too. However, for such a dangerous mission as investigating intelligence, he would actually let his children accompany us. This makes me think that it's not impossible that he doesn't know about the shinobi clan behind the Saruta clan. Young clan leader, you are too naive. That fellow is definitely an old fox. For the continuation of his clan, it's not surprising what he would do. If his children go with us on the mission and die at the hands of the Saruta clan, then we wouldn't have the nerve not to help them. Upon hearing this, Hagoromo Chihin couldn't help but frown. Then should we still bring his children? Bring them, why not? Hagoromo Tello smiled. If we encounter any accidents while investigating, those 2 can be thrown out to buy us time to retreat, so we must bring them. Additionally, having the Yuhi clan leader's 2 children in hand can also prevent the Yuhi clan from betraying us. Listening to Hagoromo Tello's somewhat cruel words, Hagoromo Chihin fell silent. Time quickly came to evening. Hagoromo Chihin gathered all the Hagoromo clan members and instructed them to try not to disperse tonight. If any accidents occurred, they were to decide for themselves whether to retreat back to the Hagoromo clan territory. After arranging his clansmen, at around 9 o'clock, the young clan leader and the young lady of the Yuhi family came looking for them. Hagoromo clan heir, my name is Yuhi Akeo. The speaker was a young man, who looked slightly younger than Hagoromo Chihin. Immediately after, the young girl next to him spoke, my name is Yuhi Akatsuki. Looking at the young girl in front of him, Hagoromo Chihin always felt that Yuhi Akatsuki looked somewhat familiar. However, despite feeling that the other party was familiar, Hagoromo Chihin didn't just stand there. Instead, he nodded and introduced himself, Hagoromo Chihin. Hagoromo Tello, who was next to him, did not speak. Firstly, their statuses were not equal, and secondly, he was of a different generation than these two young people. There was no reason for him to greet them first. However, although Hagoromo Tello didn't speak, Yuhi Akeo and Yuhi Akatsuki were not fools. After greeting Hagoromo Chihin, they looked at Hagoromo Tello. This must be Senior Hagoromo Tello. Thank you very much for you and the Hagoromo clan heir for coming to support my Yuhi clan. Hagoromo Tello nodded at this, then looked at Hagoromo Chihin, young clan leader, shall we go? Seeing that everyone was present, Hagoromo Chihin also agreed. Soon, the four of them, under the moonlight, left the Yuhi clan grounds and headed towards the Saruta clan. The distance between the Saruta clan and the Yuhi clan was not far. After crossing two mountains, the four quickly arrived at the outskirts of the Saruta clan estate. The lowest strength among the four of them was Special Jonin, and with Yuhi Akeo and Yuhi Akatsuki being Genjutsu type ninja, they were relatively good at hiding. So, with the help of Hagoromo Chihin and Hagoromo Tello, the four of them infiltrated all the way without being discovered by the Saruta clan's reconnaissance ninja. Should we go in now, or wait until 2 or 3 in the morning? Hagoromo Chihin looked at Hagoromo Tello. If they went in now, the Saruta clan probably wouldn't expect anyone to infiltrate at this time to gather intelligence. This is the so-called darkness under the lamp principle. Whereas 2 or 3 in the morning is when people are most tired. Infiltrating during this time slot would also have a higher success rate. Therefore, both time slots had their advantages and disadvantages. Chapter 82 Infiltration. Hagoromo Tello, after all, was of Hagoromo Chihin's father's generation, and his experience in carrying out missions was undoubtedly far superior to Chihin's. Therefore, in order to successfully obtain information about the Saruta clan, it was better to listen to Hagoromo Tello's opinion at this time. Yuhi Akeo and Yuhi Akatsuki, who were nearby, did not speak, but also looked at Hagoromo Tello. Before they met with Hagoromo Chihin, their father had warned them that for this mission, they must completely obey the Hagoromo clan heir's orders. Since the Hagoromo clan heir was going to consult Hagoromo Tello's opinion, they naturally had to listen to Hagoromo Tello as well. Seeing the young clan leader ask for his opinion, Hagoromo Tello's eyes narrowed slightly, and he constantly pondered in his heart. After about 10 seconds, Hagoromo Tello opened his eyes. We'll go in at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. 5 o'clock. Hagoromo Chihin was instantly bewildered. Was there some special meaning to this time? Hagoromo Tello explained. After the battle during the day, I estimate the Saruta clan has become vigilant, so they will likely be on guard tonight. But by tomorrow morning, with nothing happening all night, they will definitely relax their vigilance, and it should be easier for us to sneak in then. After listening, Hagoromo Chihin showed a thoughtful expression. What he said seemed to make some sense. Okay, then we'll sneak in tomorrow morning. Hagoromo Chihin nodded. As the saying goes, old ginger is spicier. In such matters, it was better to listen to the advice of Hagoromo Tello, this, old ginger. Time passed little by little, and Hagoromo Tello hid among the trees, constantly paying attention to the surrounding movements. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin leaned against a tree trunk and closed his eyes to rest. After all, I am the young clan leader, so I should at least have some special treatment. Yuhi Akatsuki and Yuhi Akeo, who were nearby, were originally keeping a vigilant night watch, but by around 2 in the morning, they also leaned against trees, feeling drowsy. Around 4:30, Hagoromo Chihin opened his eyes, rubbed his cheeks, and woke himself up. Looking up, Yuhi Ikeo was already awake, while Yuhi Akatsuki was still leaning against the tree, fast asleep. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin shook his head helplessly. This girl really had a big heart. She dared to sleep so soundly while on a mission outside, truly not afraid of death. Hey, wake up! Hagoromo Chihin jumped onto the tree she was on and reached out to pat her cheek. Looking at her up close, Hagoromo Chihin finally understood why Yuhi Akatsuki looked familiar. This girl resembled Kurenai Yuhi a bit. Perhaps because she was young, there was still a bit of baby fat on her face, but it was not difficult to see that this girl was definitely a beauty in the making. With Hagoromo Chihin's pat, Yuhi Akatsuki groggily opened her eyes, a pair of ruby-like pupils looking very captivating. However, when Yuhi Akatsuki saw the somewhat unfamiliar person in front of her, she instantly became vigilant. However, once her mind cleared and she recognized that the person in front of her was one of their own, she relaxed again and said, Hagoromo clan heir. Have you not been on missions before? Hagoromo Chihin asked with some curiosity. Yuhi Akatsuki shook her head. No, I often go on missions, it's just that I've never been on one at night. I see. Hagoromo Chihin nodded, then said, wake yourself up, we're going in soon. Around 5 o'clock, Hagoromo Tello and the four gathered together. After we infiltrate, we'll split up. Yuhi Akatsuki and I will be one team, young clan leader, you and Yuhi Ikeo will be another. We'll meet back here before 6 o'clock. Hagoromo Chihin nodded, and the Yuhi siblings also indicated their understanding. At this moment, Hagoromo Tello gave Hagoromo Chihin a meaningful look, young clan leader, don't forget what I told you. Hagoromo Chihin was stunned for a moment, what did you say? But then, he remembered. Before coming, Hagoromo Tello had said that when encountering danger, he could choose to abandon Yuhi Ikeo to buy himself time to retreat. Thinking of this, Hagoromo Chihin remained silent. After a few seconds, he suddenly smiled. Hey, in this day and age, in this environment, they aren't his own people, if he discards them, he discards them. What is there to hesitate about? The pure and foolish college student from before his transmigration was a thing of the past. Now, Ninja Hagoromo Chihin was online. It was just a matter of abandoning outsiders like the Yuhi siblings if danger arose. He might be a novice, but he could still handle it with ease, all right. Seeing that the young clan leader understood his meaning, Hagoromo Tello then led Yuhi Akatsuki towards the Saruta clan estate. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihin no longer thought too much and cautiously followed with Yuhi Ikeo. Outside the Saruta clan estate was a 3-meter-high wall. Through his senses, Hagoromo Chihin could clearly feel that there was a vigilant ninja every so often inside the wall. As a top elite Jonin, Hagoromo Tello was naturally adept at gathering information. He instantly jumped inside the wall, and then there was no sound. What the hell? What's going on? Seeing that nothing happened after Hagoromo Tello went in, not even a sound, Hagoromo Chihin was instantly bewildered. In his perception, the vigilant Saruta ninja's chakra was still there. What was this? Confused, Hagoromo Chihin quickly followed, jumping in. The Yuhi siblings followed closely behind. As soon as he landed, Hagoromo Chihin saw a Saruta ninja standing still, breathing steadily, but his eyes were narrowed, and standing next to the Saruta ninja was a vigilant Hagoromo Tello. Seeing that all three had entered, Hagoromo Tello pointed to Yuhi Akatsuki, then to himself, and then he pointed to Hagoromo Chihin and Yuhi Ikeo. Through a series of gestures, Hagoromo Tello quickly arranged the four's upcoming tasks. Although Hagoromo Chihin had a million questions in his heart at this time, such as how Hagoromo Tello managed to deal with the vigilant ninja without making a sound, and whether this vigilant ninja would suddenly wake up. But considering the urgency of the matter, Hagoromo Chihin did not ask further and directly led Yuhi Ikeo to investigate the west, while Hagoromo Tello and Yuhi Akatsuki went to the east. Along the way, Hagoromo Chihin and Yuhi Ikeo passed many houses, but they did not pay much attention to them, because such houses would certainly not contain any valuable information. Following his senses, Hagoromo Chihin gradually locked onto a target, a ninja with strength roughly equivalent to a Jonin. He just didn't know whether this ninja was a Saruta ninja or a ninja hidden behind the Saruta clan. Never mind, I'll deal with him first. It was already 5:30, and Hagoromo Chihin had less than half an hour left. No matter who this guy was, he was a Jonin after all, so he should be able to get some information. Giving Yuhi a KOA signal, Hagoromo Chihin dropped from the skylight, then instantly activated an ice domain the size of a room. Water Release. Water Dragon Bullet Technique. Chapter 83 Silver-Haired Boy. Half an hour ago. Sir, it's been a whole night, the enemy shouldn't be coming now, right? Jonin Saruta said to the person beside him. The young ninja, referred to as Sir, shook his head, his face full of caution as he looked up at the pitch-black sky. As a ninja, you must never be careless or underestimate your opponents at any time. I understand Hagoromo Chicken. From his sneak attack on the Shimura Sarutobi clan's territory, it's not hard to see that this guy is definitely not someone to be trifled with. Since he has appeared on the battlefield, we must be on high alert and not relax our vigilance for a single moment. Jonin Saruta immediately lowered his head in shame. Yes, sir, I've learned my lesson. The young ninja said no more, but closed his eyes, his index and middle fingers together, touching the ground. After more than 10 minutes, he suddenly opened his eyes. They're here. The surrounding ninja instantly tensed up, gripping their weapons, ready to face the enemy at any moment. There are 4 enemies in total, in the east and west directions. Uncle Hudo, you take people to the east, and I'll take people to the west. As his voice fell, the middle-aged man named Hudo nodded and immediately led several ninja to the east. Everyone else, follow me, and be careful to conceal your presence. The next second, 5 ninja instantly vanished from their original positions. After traveling some distance, the 5 stopped behind a house. Sir, what's wrong? Jonin Saruta couldn't help but ask softly. The young ninja, whom Jonin Saruta clearly respected, once again knelt on one knee, his 2 fingers sensing the ground. Only one Jonin lives nearby, the rest are Chunin and Genin, so their intelligence value is low. If I were Hagoromo Chicken, I would definitely choose this Jonin as my target. After some thought, he decisively chose to ambush outside the Jonin's residence. On the other side, Hagoromo Chicken and Yuhin Akiharu arrived on the rooftop of a Jonin's house in the Saruta clan. After gesturing to Yuhin Akiharu, Hagoromo Chicken gently lifted the skylight and instantly jumped down. However, as soon as he landed and activated his ice domain, a water dragon flew in through the window the next second. Water Release. Water Dragon Bullet Jutsu. Hagoromo Chicken. With a face full of question marks, Hagoromo Chicken instantly used Ice Leap to appear in the corner of the room. At the same time, Jonin Saruta, who was resting, was also startled awake and instantly appeared at the other end of the room, wearing only his shorts. Boom! The immense power of the water dragon blasted straight through the wooden wall, and the originally enclosed room instantly had 2 large holes, becoming open from north to south. Bang! Suddenly, there was a loud crash from the rooftop, followed by a figure smashing through the roof and falling down. Cough, cough. Looking closely, it was Yuhin Akiharu, clutching his chest and struggling to get up. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chicken quickly flashed over, pulled up Yuhin Akiharu, and prepared to use ninjutsu to retreat from the house. After all, given the current situation, they had clearly been exposed. The narrow environment of the house was very unfavorable for combat, and staying would only make them more passive. Therefore, at this moment, only by rushing out to figure out who the enemy was would their chances of survival be higher. Clang! Outside the house, another window suddenly flew open, and the ninja outside, seeing this, immediately threw 6 or 7 kunai, to which explosive tags were attached. Boom! Flames accompanied by a roar erupted outside the house. However, to everyone's surprise, no one came out of the house. Suddenly, a silver-haired young man seemed to sense something. He instantly turned around, his long sword directly slashing behind him. Clink! The crisp sound was brief, a clash and then separation. When Hagoromo Chicken reappeared, he was 10 meters away, and Yuhin Akiharu, beside him, was trembling slightly, seemingly frozen. It was then that everyone noticed that the surrounding ground had, at some point, become covered in a layer of frost. Hagoromo Chicken. The silver-haired young man looked at the figure opposite him, his expression calm, but his eyes revealed a sense of hatred. Hagoromo Chicken glanced at the other party, then chuckled lightly. Hey, I wonder who it is. Isn't this Tobarama, the brat? Why aren't you staying properly in your Senju clan and instead running to the Saruta clan? Indeed, the silver-haired young man opposite was Senju Tobarama, who had once been severely wounded by Hagoromo Chicken on the battlefield. And Senju Tobarama's appearance also proved that behind the Saruta clan was the Hagoromo clan's mortal enemy, the Senju clan. This is troublesome. Looking at the 5 figures opposite, although Hagoromo Chicken appeared relaxed, his heart sank. Originally, he had planned that if the ninja clan behind the Saruta clan had no hostility towards the Hagoromo clan, he would abandon the Uhin clan and retreat directly. But now, the ninja clan supporting the Saruta clan was the Senju clan, so what was the point of retreating? If they truly retreated, then the Hagoromo clan, except for the south, would be completely surrounded by the Senju clan's forces. Boom! Suddenly, a flash of fire lit up from the east, then instantly extinguished. Afterward, Hagoromo Chicken saw 2 dark figures leaping out of the Saruta clan's territory, with several other figures in close pursuit. The distant battle did not affect Senju Tobarama. After Hagoromo Chicken's words fell, he immediately drew his long sword and charged at Hagoromo Chicken. Go! Be careful of his body flicker jutsu. Ever since he was severely wounded by Hagoromo Chicken on the battlefield, Senju Tobarama had paid special attention to Hagoromo Chicken. Therefore, after learning that Hagoromo Chicken was among those who supported the Uhin clan yesterday, he specifically explained Hagoromo Chicken's strange body flicker jutsu to everyone in detail, to prevent their ninja from being instantly killed. Now that both sides had begun to move, out of concern, Senju Tobarama still couldn't help but remind everyone again. Looking at the 5 ninja charging towards him, Hagoromo Chicken immediately formed hand signs, ice release, pack wolf hunting. From the frost-covered ground, 5 ice wolves suddenly leapt out, fiercely pouncing on the opponents. Compared to a year ago, the pack wolf hunting that Hagoromo Chicken now used was not only larger in size but also had significantly increased ice hardness. Clink! Senju Tobarama slashed at it with his sword, and a wisp of ice shards splashed from the ice wolf's head. But for the ice wolf, this was no different from a tickle. It directly lunged at Senju Tobarama with its sharp claws. Seeing his attack fail, Senju Tobarama quickly retreated and formed hand signs, water release, flowing blade. The next second, a blade-like water knife directly shot out from Senju Tobarama's mouth, cutting towards the ice wolf. Among the other 4, 3 were caught off guard and were directly tackled to the ground by the ice wolves, but the remaining middle-aged ninja, however, cut down an ice wolf with a single strike. Chapter 84. Do a math problem. That guy. Seeing the middle-aged ninja cut down the ice wolf with a single strike, Yuhi Chiharu's pupils instantly constricted. A top-tier elite Jonin. And not the 2 who appeared yesterday. Either this guy was the elite Jonin that Yuhi clan had mentioned, the one who first appeared at the Saruta family, or the Saruta family had gained another top-tier elite Jonin. However, no matter which possibility, the situation was not optimistic. Swish! As the ice wolf fell, the middle-aged ninja, longsword in hand, directly slashed towards Yuhi Chiharu. Watch yourself! Yuhi Chiharu grabbed Yuhi Akiharu by the collar and directly threw him away. Immediately after, a flash of frost, and Yuhi Chiharu instantly vanished from his spot. Clang! In the darkness, a silver light flashed. The middle-aged ninja's strike missed. Yuhi Chiharu tried to ambush Senju Tobarama, but he reacted, turned, and blocked the attack with a single slash. In an instant, Yuhi Chiharu continuously struck 3 times. Although Senju Tobarama was already an exceptionally skilled ninja at his age, facing Yuhi Chiharu, he still struggled to defend. Tobarama. Suddenly, the middle-aged ninja changed direction and swiftly came to assist. Yuhi Chiharu used ice jump again, appearing behind the middle-aged ninja and slashing out. As a top-tier elite Jonin, with prior preparation, he quickly reacted, turning to face the enemy. After a few exchanges, Yuhi Chiharu's frost aura flashed again. Clang! The sound of blades clashing rang out as Senju Tobarama once again blocked Yuhi Chiharu's sneak attack. Seeing this, Yuhi Chiharu couldn't help but murmur to himself. He felt that Senju Tobarama's reactions were much faster than when they first met. Back then, Senju Tobarama was heavily injured by his ice jump sneak attack, but now, the moment he appeared, Senju Tobarama reacted and counterattacked. What was going on? Swish! Suddenly, a sharp blade wind came from behind. TCH. Yuhi Chiharu cursed under his breath, activating ice jump to appear beside Yuhi Akiharu. At this moment, 2 Jonin were ganging up on Yuhi Akiharu, one of whom was only wearing shorts. Yuhi Akiharu, with only the strength of a special Jonin, had already been cut on one arm in the 3 or 4 seconds Yuhi Chiharu and Senju Tobarama were fighting. If he hadn't been proficient in genjutsu, delaying them for a bit, those 3 or 4 seconds would have probably been enough for him to die once. Yuhi Chiharu suddenly appeared beside Yuhi Akiharu without warning. The 2 Jonin attacking Yuhi Akiharu couldn't react in time and were instantly killed by Yuhi Chiharu's single strike. He glanced at Yuhi Akiharu, and seeing that his life was not in danger, Yuhi Chiharu turned his gaze to Senju Tobarama. If it were a pure one-on-one fight, he could definitely take down Senju Tobarama within a minute. But now, with a top-tier elite Jonin and 3 other Jonin around, plus a continuous stream of ninja reinforcements, he could no longer take down this little schemer, Senju Tobarama. Yuhi Chiharu, accept your fate, you can't escape. At this moment, Senju Tobarama looked at Yuhi Chiharu and suddenly spoke. He still had that calm face, his crimson pupils fixed on Yuhi Chiharu. Haha, Senju Tobarama, didn't you sleep well last night? Yuhi Chiharu chuckled softly. Hearing this, Senju Tobarama frowned slightly and did not reply. Yuhi Chiharu placed his hand on Yuhi Akiharu's shoulder. Did you wait for me all night? You're quite patient. At this point, Yuhi Chiharu had figured it out. This little schemer, Senju Tobarama, must have waited for him all night. Otherwise, how could he have been discovered by Senju Tobarama so soon after entering the Saruta clan territory? Sure enough, Senju Tobarama's scheming nature was ingrained in him from a young age. Facing Yuhi Chiharu's question, Senju Tobarama snorted coldly, choosing to tacitly agree. He had indeed waited for Yuhi Chiharu all night, but he didn't expect Yuhi Chiharu to be so devious, sneaking in only when it was almost dawn, making him guard for nothing all night. Watching Senju Tobarama's reaction, Yuhi Chiharu sheathed his sword. I guess you didn't sleep all night either. Otherwise, why would you say something like, accept your fate, in your sleep? Yuhi Chiharu spoke and laughed, and in the next second, he directly took Yuhi Akiharu and appeared at the western edge of the ice domain. Chase. Yuhi Chiharu's ninjutsu has a distance limit, he can't run far. Senju Tobarama saw Yuhi Chiharu suddenly appear in the distance and quickly ordered the pursuit. He had studied Yuhi Chiharu's ninjutsu before. If Yuhi Chiharu wanted to use that ice jump, he had to be on an icy surface. This was also the basis of his confidence in being able to catch Yuhi Chiharu. After all, based on Yuhi Chiharu's previous performance, covering the ground with ice required a considerable amount of chakra. At the edge of the ice domain, Yuhi Chiharu smiled as he watched Senju Tobarama pursuing him. In the next second, white cold air emerged from his feet, and a frost path, about 1 meter wide and 500 meters long, immediately appeared in front of him. This was also one of the results of his cultivation over the past year. When fully utilized, the ice domain could create a circular area with a diameter of 500 meters, but through cultivation, he was now fully able to control the shape and area created by the ice domain. It could be said that as long as it was within a 500-meter radius, he could even make the ice domain form a flower, let alone a path of frost. See you later, Senju Tobarama. Yuhi Chiharu turned back, chuckled, and waved at Senju Tobarama. Immediately after, a flash of frost, and his figure instantly vanished. Looking at the small frosty path on the ground, Senju Tobarama felt a slight unease in his heart, but he still continued to give orders, chasing along the path. Yuhi Chiharu shouldn't be able to use this ninjutsu many times, right? Senju Tobarama chased, secretly guessing in his heart. 500 meters away, Yuhi Chiharu once again used the small path version of the ice domain. A flash of frost, and he disappeared from his spot with Yuhi Akiharu. The reduction in area meant a decrease in chakra consumption. A 500-meter diameter ice domain, converted to area, was over 190,000 square meters. Whereas a frosty path 1 meter wide and 500 meters long was only 500 square meters. In other words, the chakra consumed by fully using the ice domain once could be used for this kind of frosty path nearly 400 times. Therefore, this amount of consumption was almost negligible for Yuhi Chiharu. After using ice jump several times in a row, Senju Tobarama behind him was long gone, but this distance was still within Senju Tobarama's sensory range, so they still had to leave here as soon as possible. Chapter 85 Hostages. At this moment, Senju Tobarama, who was behind him, would probably need more than 10 seconds to catch up. Taking advantage of this time, Hagoromo Chihana closed his eyes, preparing to sense the location of Hagoromo Terua. Found him. With chakra flowing, Hagoromo Chihana opened his eyes, then flashed forward, carrying a sickly-looking Sarutobi Chiyong. It was fortunate that he had been protecting Sarutobi Chiyong with chakra the whole way, otherwise, the guy would have been frozen solid by now. More than 10 seconds later, several figures landed. Senju Tobarama's face was grim as he cursed under his breath, "Damn Hagoromo Chihana." Hagoromo Chihana had suddenly stopped earlier, and he had thought that Hagoromo Chihana was running low on chakra and was preparing for a desperate last stand. But who would have thought that after less than 5 seconds, Hagoromo Chihana had disappeared again? What was he trying to do? Was he trying to toy with me, Senju Tobarama? Keep chasing. Growing angrier the more he thought about it, Senju Tobarama's face instantly turned cold. He led his people to continue the pursuit along the icy path. If Hagoromo Chihana knew Senju Tobarama's thoughts, he would surely cry out in injustice. After all, he didn't have any strange fetishes, why would he want to toy with Senju Tobarama? He really just stopped to simply sense Hagoromo Terua's direction. Of course, most importantly, Hagoromo Chihana hadn't even thought about toying with Senju Tobarama. With the continuous use of ice jump, Hagoromo Chihana quickly approached Hagoromo Terua. At this moment, Hagoromo Terua was confronting several ninja. The sky had already begun to lighten slightly, and a murderous aura permeated the mountain forest. Hagoromo clan ninja, surrender immediately, or we'll kill her. A ninja, who might or might not have been from the Saruta clan, was holding a blade to Sarutobi Chiyu's neck, threatening Hagoromo Terua with his words. Seeing this, Hagoromo Terua's face showed a hint of anxiety. "Hey, let's talk this out, don't be impulsive." Seeing Hagoromo Terua's expression, Sarutobi Chiyu's face couldn't help but show a hint of joy. She had thought she was going to be abandoned, but this uncle hadn't given up on her. It seemed she had misjudged him earlier. However, what Sarutobi Chiyu didn't know was that although Hagoromo Terua appeared somewhat anxious on his face, his left hand, hidden behind his back, was subtly twitching, causing a kunai on the ground to vibrate imperceptibly. Holy crap! Hagoromo Chihana, hiding behind a tree, was instantly stunned when he saw Hagoromo Terua's actions. Because Hagoromo Terua's actions clearly signaled an imminent attack, but the target of the attack might not be the Saruta clan ninja, but rather the kidnapped Sarutobi Chiyu. Hagoromo Terua had said before that if necessary, he could directly abandon the Sarutobi siblings to ensure his own safety, so how could he be anxious about Sarutobi Chiyu, a captive? Therefore, Hagoromo Terua's greatest possibility right now was that he feared Sarutobi Chiyu would leak information and was preparing to silence her directly. Whoosh! Sure enough, a kunai on the ground suddenly flew up, heading straight for Sarutobi Chiyu's eye, intending to pierce directly into her eye and scramble her brain. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihana, who had already reacted, directly threw down Sarutobi Chiyong, activating Ice Domain and Ice Jump almost simultaneously. The next moment, only a flash of frost was seen. Clang! The attacking kunai was immediately knocked away, and the Saruta ninja holding Sarutobi Chiyu instinctively tried to swing the blade in his hand to kill her. However, as soon as his wrist moved, a sharp pain instantly shot through his brain. Ah! A scream rang out, and blood, along with his severed sword-wielding arm, flew directly into the air. Taking this opportunity, Hagoromo Chihana grabbed Sarutobi Chiyu by her collar, used Ice Jump, and returned to his original position. Everything seemed complicated, but from the moment Hagoromo Chihana appeared to deflect the kunai, to him severing the Saruta ninja's arm and rescuing Sarutobi Chiyu, it all took only about a second. By the time everyone reacted, Hagoromo Chihana had already appeared behind a large tree with Sarutobi Chiyu. Sarutobi Chiyu, who had been rescued, trembled slightly, and tears instantly welled up in her eyes. When that kunai flew towards her just now, her heart was instantly filled with despair and helplessness. She could only watch helplessly as the kunai constantly enlarged in her vision, its ethereal sharpness continuously stimulating her brain. At that moment, she truly felt like she was going to die. However, just as she was enveloped by despair and helplessness, a figure suddenly appeared before her, saving her. At this moment, the joy of surviving stimulated Sarutobi Chiyu, and tears kept welling up in her eyes. Hagoromo Chihana beside her did not notice Sarutobi Chiyu's expression, or rather, he noticed it, but simply didn't care. At this point, due to constantly using ice jump along the way, coupled with his injuries, Sarutobi Chiyong's consciousness was already somewhat blurry. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chihana pulled up Sarutobi Chiyong, grabbed Sarutobi Chiyu's collar with his left hand, and Sarutobi Chiyong's collar with his right hand, then used ice jump to appear beside Hagoromo Teruya. Young clan leader. Looking at the suddenly appearing Hagoromo Chihana, Hagoromo Teruya wasn't overly surprised. He had already realized that the person was the young clan leader when Hagoromo Chihana rescued Sarutobi Chiyu. However, what he couldn't quite understand was why the young clan leader would save Sarutobi Chiyu. Could it be that he was feeling romantic and had taken a liking to the Sarutobi clan leader's daughter? If that were the case, wouldn't he be in trouble for attacking Sarutobi Chiyu just now? No, for the sake of my future, the young clan leader absolutely cannot like Sarutobi Chiyu. I do not approve of this marriage. Hagoromo Chihana, Senju Hodo, on the opposite side, narrowed his eyes slightly. After a brief thought, he determined the identity of the newcomer. He had some understanding of this young clan leader of the Hagoromo clan. It was said that Hagoromo Chihana possessed an unusually strange body flicker technique, and even an elite Jonin could easily be instantly killed by him if they weren't careful. Therefore, facing the suddenly appearing Hagoromo Chihana, Senju Hodo instantly became extremely vigilant. At this moment, Hagoromo Chihana didn't know that Hagoromo Teruya was lost in thought. After glancing at the ninja on the opposite side, Hagoromo Chihana spoke, "Uncle Teruya, grab my shoulder, we're leaving here." There was a top elite Jonin and 2 Jonin on the opposite side right now, and Senju Tobarama was also pursuing with a top elite Jonin and 3 Jonin, estimated to arrive in about half a minute. If they delayed any longer, it would be difficult to leave. Hagoromo Teruya, who was contemplating how to resolve the matter with Sarutobi Chiyu, instinctively placed his right hand on Hagoromo Chihana's shoulder after hearing the young clan leader's words. Chapter 86. Decent. However, just as Hagoromo Teruya, who had reacted, was about to ask how they left, he suddenly felt a chill in his body, followed by a flash of icy blue, and the 4 of them, Hagoromo Chiharu, instantly appeared 500 meters away. What the? Hagoromo Teruya, feeling a bit of cold, looked at his surroundings and couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. Isn't this the young clan head's ice jump? It can even be used while carrying people, it's truly amazing. It's just a pity that this ninjutsu is a bit freezing. You guys, be careful to protect yourselves with chakra. Hagoromo Chiharu said to Yuhi Chiyu and Hagoromo Teruya, then used ice domain and ice jump again, disappearing from sight. As for Yuhi Akiharu, that guy was already frozen stiff, so his feelings weren't important. After a while, Senju Tobarama brought his people to Senju Hudo's side. "Uncle Hudo, where is Hagoromo Chiharu?" Senju Hudo shook his head helplessly. He left using that strange body flicker jutsu. "Because once we cross that mountain ahead, it's the Yuhi clan territory, and we still have to attack the Yuhi clan during the day, so I didn't continue to pursue him." Hearing this, Senju Tobarama secretly clenched his fists, but he couldn't deny that what Senju Hudo said made some sense. Taking a deep breath, Senju Tobarama said, "Uncle Hudo, let's go back." Senju Hudo nodded, and everyone turned to return to the Saruta clan territory. Time slowly passed, and the sky had completely brightened. Not far outside the Yuhi clan territory, a flash of icy blue appeared, and the figures of the 4, Hagoromo Chiharu, emerged. Immediately after, several Yuhi clan ninja on alert surrounded them. When they saw who it was, one of them immediately spoke, "Young clan head." "Young lady." At this moment, Yuhi Akiharu had completely fainted. Looking at the Yuhi clan members in front of him, Hagoromo Chiharu released Yuhi Chiyu and Yuhi Akiharu's collars. The Yuhi clan members quickly helped Yuhi Akiharu, preventing him from falling to the ground. As for Yuhi Chiyu, her face was pale from the cold, and her emotions were exceptionally complex. She was a girl, after all. How could this young clan head Hagoromo pull her by the collar? At this moment, a Yuhi ninja wanted to help Yuhi Chiyu, but Yuhi-Chiyu, having reacted, shook her head and refused. Hagoromo Taro next to him couldn't help but shiver. Young clan head, your ninjutsu is really quite freezing. Hagoromo Chiharu grinned. Well, Uncle Taro, are you touched? Touched. Hagoromo Taro quickly nodded. Of course he was touched. If he hadn't protected himself with chakra, he probably would have been frozen solid. Young clan head Hagoromo. Yuhi-Chiyu next to him turned to look at Hagoromo Chiharu. Hagoromo Chiharu turned his head and looked. What do you want? Although being grabbed by the collar made her feel a bit embarrassed, Yuhi-Chiyu still bowed slightly to express her gratitude. Thank you, young clan head, for earlier. It's nothing, a small matter. Hagoromo Chiharu waved his hand. At the time, he had saved Yuhi-Chiyu purely on a whim, not wanting Yuhi-Chiyu to die by Hagoromo Taro's hands. As for Yuhi-Chiyu's gratitude, what use was that to him? He couldn't eat it. There was a faint hint of red in Yuhi-Chiyu's pale cheeks. I still have to thank the young clan head for saving my life, but, at that time, how did that kunai? Recalling the kunai that had threatened her life, Yuhi-Chiyu couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat. She really couldn't understand how that kunai had suddenly flown towards her, it was too bizarre. Hearing Yuhi-Chiyu ask this, Hagoromo Taro's expression instantly stiffened, unsure how to react. And Hagoromo Chiharu's eyes narrowed slightly, looking at Yuhi-Chiyu with an inexplicable smile. That was just an insidious trick by the enemy. It's over now, it's not important, understand. Although Hagoromo Taro was the one who acted, Hagoromo Chiharu didn't want this matter to be known by others. Therefore, this matter had to stop with Yuhi-Chiyu. If Yuhi-Chiyu didn't speak out, then everyone would maintain their dignity, but if Yuhi-Chiyu insisted on revealing this matter, then he would force the Yuhi clan members to maintain their dignity. Although he had saved Yuhi-Chiyu on a whim, this didn't mean Hagoromo Chiharu was a fool. Once the Yuhi clan harbored hostility towards the Hagoromo clan because of this matter, then the Yuhi clan would have no reason to exist. After all, a Saruta clan supported by the Senju clan to the north was already enough of a headache. If another Yuhi clan came along, it would only cause more headaches. Yuhi-Chiyu opposite him didn't know why Hagoromo Chiharu said this matter wasn't important, but looking at Hagoromo Chiharu's slightly narrowed eyes and the smile at the corner of his mouth, she still nodded, timidly and softly replying, I understand. Very good. Seeing Yuhi-Chiyu being so sensible, Hagoromo Chiharu's fake smile turned into a genuine one, then he looked at Hagoromo Taro and said, let's go back. Hagoromo Taro nodded blankly, following Hagoromo Chiharu towards the Yuhi clan territory. What was going on? Wasn't the young clan head interested in Yuhi-Chiyu? But now, with both warnings and threats, he was a little confused. Does the young clan head dislike the Yuhi clan? Then why did he save Yuhi-Chiyu? It's really perplexing. Looking at the departing Hagoromo Chiharu and the Hagoromo Taro who was both nodding and shaking his head, Yuhi-Chiyu quickly followed, and another Yuhi clan member supporting Yuhi Akiharu also followed. As for the other Yuhi ninja, they returned to their original positions and continued to be on alert. The four of them, Hagoromo Chiharu, walked into the Yuhi clan territory, and the guarding Yuhi ninja quickly went to find the Yuhi clan head to report. After about a minute, a figure landed in front of the three of them. As for Yuhi Akiharu, he had already been taken to treat his injuries. Young clan head Hagoromo, Taro-kun. The Yuhi clan head greeted the two of them. Hagoromo Chiharu and Hagoromo Taro nodded in response. Then, the Yuhi clan head's gaze fell on Yuhi-Chiyu. Are you injured? Yuhi-Chiyu nodded, then shook her head. I'm fine. It's good that you're fine. The Yuhi clan head breathed a sigh of relief, then asked, and Akiharu? Hagoromo Chiharu interjected. He suffered some injuries, but nothing serious. He's already gone for treatment. The Yuhi clan head smiled. It's good that he's back. Thank you, young clan head and Taro-kun, for looking after him. Hagoromo Chiharu smiled but said nothing. If it weren't for his ice jump, Yuhi Akiharu wouldn't have been frozen unconscious. However, if it weren't for him, Yuhi Akiharu would probably have died in the Saruta clan territory. Between misfortune and fortune, who can say for sure? Seeing that neither of them spoke, the Yuhi clan head asked again, may I ask, young clan head and Taro-kun, did you get any information last night? Hagoromo Taro shook his head. Last night, He had just found a target for interrogation when he was discovered, which resulted in him getting almost no information. Chapter 87 Silly Dog and Sand Sculpture. Now, the only thing Hagoromo Taro knew was to get a clear look at the elite Jonin opposite him. At this moment, Hagoromo Chiharu spoke, I did gather some intelligence. The Senju clan is assisting the Tsuruta clan, and I also discovered Senju Butsuma's second son, Senju Tobarama. What? The Yuhi clan leader's eyes widened in astonishment. Senju Butsuma's second son. How could such a figure come to the Tsuruta clan? Hagoromo Chiharu gave the Yuhi clan leader a deep look. Although the Yuhi clan leader's demeanor showed no suspicious points, the Senju clan had already been with the Tsuruta family for a year. He couldn't believe that the Yuhi clan leader truly knew nothing. Seeing Hagoromo Chiharu looking at him without speaking, the Yuhi clan leader took the initiative to ask, then, young clan leader, what should we do now? Hagoromo Chiharu seemed momentarily distracted, then snapped back to attention and looked at the other party. Yuhi clan leader, don't worry. Since we accepted the Yuhi clan's request to become our vassal, we are now family. I would never harm the interests of my own people. Of course, the premise is that you don't threaten the interests of the Hagoromo family. Hagoromo Chiharu silently added this in his heart. Hearing Hagoromo Chiharu's words, the Yuhi clan leader was instantly filled with gratitude. Thank you, young clan leader, for looking after my Yuhi clan. My Yuhi family will always follow your lead from now on. Hagoromo Chiharu nodded, then said, well, Yuhi clan leader, we will head back first to prepare a letter to request aid from the family. The Yuhi clan leader nodded repeatedly upon hearing this. Good. Good. As he finished speaking, Hagoromo Chiharu and Hagoromo Taro turned and left. Watching their retreating figures, the Yuhi clan leader breathed a sigh of relief. This matter is finally over. Back at the entrance of the residence. Woof woof. 250. Suddenly, a silly dog with distinct black and white fur darted out, barking wildly. Hagoromo Chiharu was already annoyed by the Tsuruta family's affairs, and this sudden appearance only made his temper flare even more. Stupid dog. Woof. The silly dog, suddenly sensing a murderous aura, was instantly startled and turned tail, running back into the courtyard. Hagoromo Taro next to him looked up at the sky, pretending he hadn't seen anything. After all, being called 250 by a dog was too embarrassing. The other party was, after all, the young clan leader, and very likely to become the clan leader in the future. It was better to give him some face and pretend not to see anything. Sigh. Hagoromo Chiharu shook his head, feeling deeply tired, then stepped into the courtyard. Hagoromo Taro quickly followed suit. Young clan leader. Young clan leader. The other Hagoromo clan members also emerged from the house at this moment, bowing to Hagoromo Chiharu. Hagoromo Chiharu nodded, leading Hagoromo Taro into the main hall. The others go outside and stand guard. Don't let anyone get close. After arranging the clan members, only Hagoromo Chiharu and Hagoromo Taro remained in the room. Uncle Taro, I've decided to have Uncle Ishihara and Uncle Tai come to the Yuhi clan for support. What do you think? Hagoromo Chiharu looked at Hagoromo Taro and asked. Hagoromo Ishihara, needless to say, was naturally the top elite Jonin with Earth release. And Hagoromo Tai was another top elite Jonin of the Hagoromo family. Hagoromo Tai had not awakened any bloodline limit, but he was extremely proficient in wind release and earth release, a powerful individual who became strong through ordinary ninjutsu. Facing Hagoromo Chiharu's question, Hagoromo Taro thought for a moment and then agreed, that's good. The Tsuruta family currently has at least 3 or 4 top elite Jonin. If we choose to stay and help the Yuhi clan, our current strength is not enough to contend with them, so it's better to have those two come and help. In that case, I will write a letter to the family for aid. Hagoromo Chiharu nodded and began to take out paper and write. At this moment, Hagoromo Taro hesitated for a moment and then asked, young clan leader, I have something to say, but I don't know if I should. Then don't say it. Hagoromo Chiharu replied without raising his head. Then all. Hagoromo Taro was about to continue speaking, but after only 3 words, he suddenly realized. That's not right, young clan leader, why aren't you following the usual script? Shouldn't you be telling me to continue? What do you mean by telling me not to speak? Seeing Hagoromo Taro's distressed expression with his words cut short, Hagoromo Chiharu couldn't help but roll his eyes at him. Go on. Hagoromo Taro was instantly filled with gloom. Honestly, young clan leader, you're really a trickster. Muttering to himself, he said, young clan leader, why did you save Uchiha this morning? Could it be that you're experiencing a youthful crush? You're the one experiencing a youthful crush. Hagoromo Chiharu glared back at him. Hagoromo Taro chuckled. Even if I did, well, then I'd call it a second spring. Heh. These two simple words already indicated Hagoromo Chiharu's attitude. A second spring. You're just being foolish. During their conversation, Hagoromo Chiharu had already finished writing about the events at the Yuhi family and then stuffed it into a bamboo tube. Carrying the bamboo tube, he walked out of the room, and Hagoromo Taro followed him. Summoning Jutsu. Hagoromo Chiharu made hand signs and pressed his hands on the ground, followed by a puff of white smoke. Caw! A bird's cry emerged from the white smoke. Woof 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 woof. The silly dog next to him immediately responded. Oh, isn't that the silly dog? As the white smoke dissipated, the golden eagle's mocking voice rang out. Hearing this, the silly dog immediately became displeased and pounced forward with all four paws. The golden eagle instantly flapped its wings and flew into the air. Hee, silly dog, come up here if you dare. 250. Woof, woof. The silly dog paced frantically on the ground, but since it couldn't fly, it could only rage ineffectually. That's enough, silly dog, settle down. Watching the two idiots bickering, Hagoromo Chiharu couldn't help but interrupt them. Woof woof. The silly dog immediately lay down on the ground with a wronged expression. It's not fair, it was the one who insulted me first, why did the poop scooper insult me too? Sand sculpture. Get down here. Hagoromo Chiharu looked up and shouted into the air. Hearing this, the silly dog immediately grinned. Great, I'm not the only dog getting yelled at, that sand sculpture is getting yelled at too. Facing its contractor's call, the golden eagle flapped its wings twice and descended. Why did you summon me? The golden eagle tilted its neck, its bright eyes looking at Hagoromo Chiharu. Hagoromo Chiharu handed the bamboo tube to the golden eagle. Take this back to the Hagoromo clan territory. Remember to personally deliver it to my father. And, the fee. The golden eagle looked at Hagoromo Chiharu slyly. Chapter 88. The Daimyo's War. Facing the golden eagle, who wouldn't work without benefits, Hagoromo Chiharu scratched his hair in exasperation. Fine, one spicy roasted suckling pig, okay. This might not be enough. You see, I still have my big brother, my third brother, neighbors, relatives, friends. Seeing the golden eagle about to go on interminably, Hagoromo Chiharu quickly interrupted him. Stop. Don't you live on a mountain peak? Where do you get neighbors from? The golden eagle replied as if it were the most natural thing. Those living on the adjacent peak, aren't they neighbors? Hagoromo Chiharu. The golden eagle continued. Look, it takes so much energy for me to deliver a letter. You giving me one spicy roasted suckling pig isn't too much, is it? Hagoromo Chiharu didn't speak, but the silly dog beside him seemed tempted, drooling and nodding repeatedly. Does this have anything to do with you, you silly dog? Hagoromo Chiharu couldn't help but glare at the silly dog. That idiot wouldn't even share a single hair with you for the benefits he's asking for. Why are you so excited? Exactly. The golden eagle chimed in from the side, then continued. Since you've already given me one spicy roasted suckling pig, for us three brothers, if you don't give one to my big brother and third brother, that wouldn't be right, would it? Of course, since all three of us brothers have one, then the neighbors. Stop. Hagoromo Chiharu, at his wit's end, roared at the idiot, only three. Take it or leave it. Seeing Hagoromo Chiharu's anger, the golden eagle immediately knew when to quit. Three it is. Don't be angry. With that, the golden eagle took the bamboo tube containing the plea for help, flapped its wings, and soared into the sky. Don't worry, as long as the benefits are in place, I'll deliver this letter perfectly. As the voice faded, the golden eagle instantly spread its wings and flew. Hi, woof. Watching the golden eagle fly away, the silly dog was dumbfounded. Where's the roasted suckling pig? Aren't we roasting it now? Sigh. Looking at the silly dog's foolish eyes and not so bright demeanor, Hagoromo Chiharu shook his head helplessly and turned to walk back into the house. Sushi once rode a yellow dog on his left and held a hawk on his right, how majestic. He, on the other hand, would probably be leading a silly dog on his left and an idiot on his right in the future. The mere thought of that scene made him feel awkward. Young clan head, you still haven't said why you saved Uchiha. Once inside, Hagoromo Tora couldn't help but ask again. Hagoromo Chihana sat cross-legged on the tatami mat. It was just a whim. It won't delay anything anyway, so why not save her? Hearing this, Hagoromo Tora's heart relaxed a little. But then, he couldn't help but ask with some worry, but what if Uchiha guesses that I was the one who wanted to kill her, and then tells the Yuhi clan head about it? Hagoromo Chihana glanced at him. It doesn't matter. Even if she tells, so what? The Yuhi clan head is a smart man. He should know that his life, his children's lives, and the lives of his entire clan are all in my hands. I can save his daughter on a whim, and I can also destroy the Yuhi clan on a whim. If the Yuhi clan becomes our vassal, then we'll have cannon fodder for future wars. Destroying the Yuhi clan means no cannon fodder for future wars, but we would gain their resources. Either way, we won't lose out. It just depends on how the Yuhi clan head chooses. Oh tilde. Hagoromo Tora nodded in sudden realization. You are truly brilliant, young clan head. Then he said with some hesitation. But young clan head, I feel that the Yuhi clan head most likely knows that the ninja clan behind the Saruta family is the Senju clan. Yet, for some reason, he has never told us. It's not a good thing for us to have a clan head with such deep thoughts in the Yuhi family. Hagoromo Chihana nodded. You're right. Then, young clan head, how do you plan to deal with the Yuhi clan head? Hagoromo Chihana narrowed his eyes, looking ahead. After the war ends, let Yuhi Akio take over as clan head. As for the current Yuhi clan head, if it's confirmed that he knew about the Senju matter, then we'll find a way to eliminate him. After all, knowing information but not revealing it, and instead making us risk ourselves to investigate, if such a person isn't killed, I'd probably die of frustration. Of course, if he didn't know, then we'll bring him back to the Hagoromo family and keep him idle. A top-tier genjutsu type elite jonin will always be useful at some point. Hearing this, Hagoromo Tora nodded with relief. He had previously thought that the young clan head was soft-hearted and perhaps even experiencing a blossoming romance, which was why he chose to save Uchiha. Now it seemed he had truly misunderstood. Regardless of whether the young clan head was experiencing a blossoming romance, his current mindset alone already qualified him to inherit the position of clan head. Furthermore, the young clan head's talent and strength were not inferior to those of the Uchiha clan's heir. Therefore, it was already an undeniable fact that the young clan head would inherit the position of clan head in the future and lead the Hagoromo family to continue its legacy and prosperity. Saruta clan territory. The Saruta ninja, who were originally scheduled to attack the Yuhi family this morning, did not take action. The reason was that the Senju clan had suddenly sent people. Tobarama, the family has sent people to urge us to return. Inside the Saruta meeting hall, Senju Hokuto spoke to Senju Tobarama. As for the Saruta clan members, since their only top-tier elite jonin, the Saruta clan head, had already died, the current clan head was an ordinary elite jonin. With his strength, he didn't even have the right to speak in such a setting and could only listen silently from the side. Facing Senju Hokuto's reminder, Senju Tobarama's expression was calm. He simply replied silently, Father should understand the benefits once this plan succeeds. As long as we complete our scheme against the Yuhi clan, then the Hagoromo family will be surrounded by us. At that time, once the Hagoromo family is dealt with, our chances of winning the war against the Uchiha clan will also increase. Why would Father make us retreat at this point? Senju Hokuto explained. It's precisely because of the Uchiha. A month ago, Lord Seto hired us, the Senju, to deal with Lord Oda. Lord Oda, being outmatched, then hired our old rivals, the Uchiha clan. Because Lord Seto's reward this time is very generous, we have invested more and more ninja, and the Uchiha side is probably in the same situation. Now, the war between our two clans is by no means inferior to the Great War that happened 10 years ago. Since the intensity of the war wasn't great at the beginning, I didn't tell you. But now, the war is becoming more and more fierce. We have invested 4 top-tier elite jonin, as well as many elite jonin and jonin. This has greatly tied up the strength of our Senju clan. Therefore, the clan head, after much deliberation, decided to temporarily abandon the plan here and prioritize dealing with the war against the Uchiha clan. At this point, Senju Tobarama's calm face finally showed some change. The clan is at war with the Uchiha again. Why didn't anyone tell me about this? Damn it, is it because my strength is too weak? If I also had Hagoromo Chihana's strange body flicker jutsu, my strength would surely improve greatly, and then father would pay more attention to me. Chapter 89 Hashirama's Fame. After a long silence, Senju Tobarama still chose to compromise, as he lacked the strength to defy his father. When is the deadline father set? Senju Tobarama looked up at Senju Hotu. 3 days. After 3 days, regardless of the outcome, we must return to the battlefield on the Uchiha side. Senju Tobarama said nothing, merely nodding silently to indicate his understanding. Tobarama-sama, we. Upon hearing this, the new Tsuruta clan head could no longer remain silent. After all, if the Senju retreated, their current strength would be completely insufficient to resist the Yuhi clan. Moreover, the Yuhi clan had the assistance of the Hagoromo clan. As a first-rate ninja clan second only to the Senju, the Hagoromo were not someone they could contend with. Therefore, if the Senju retreated, they would be completely finished. However, as soon as the new Tsuruta clan head opened his mouth, his words were interrupted by Senju Tobarama. Tsuruta clan head, we will definitely succeed. As his words fell, the Tsuruta clan head's string of intended remarks immediately died down. A top-tier ninja clan like the Senju was not something a small clan like the Tsuruta could provoke. To continue speaking would risk being suspected of pressuring the Senju. If this were to incur Senju Tobarama's displeasure, the Tsuruta family would be even more doomed. Therefore, faced with Senju Tobarama's non-committal words, the Tsuruta clan head could only speak with a heart full of frustration. Yes. At the outer defenses of the Yuhi compound, Hagoromo Chicken and others had arrived here early, preparing to counter the attack from the Senju clan and the Tsuruta clan. Strange, it's past 9 o'clock, why is there still no movement from the Senju side? Hagoromo Chicken, sitting at the defenses, looked ahead with some confusion. Ever since learning that the ninja clan behind the Tsuruta clan was the Senju, the Tsuruta were no longer Hagoromo Chicken's target. The true enemy they had to face was the Senju clan. Maybe something happened that delayed them. Hagoromo Taro, sitting nearby, speculated. That's not necessarily the case. Hagoromo Chicken shook his head, then frowned slightly. That brat Senju Tobarama is very cunning, utterly wicked. He's probably up to some new scheme. This wasn't Hagoromo Chicken slandering Senju Tobarama's image, rather, in his impression, Senju Tobarama was a complete schemer. Therefore, he didn't mind speculating on the thoughts of this snake, Senju Tobarama with the greatest malice. Does the young clan head know Senju Tobarama well? Hagoromo Taro asked with some curiosity. You haven't heard of Senju Tobarama? Hagoromo Chicken retorted. Hagoromo Taro shook his head. Not exactly. I've just heard more about Senju Hashirama. It's said that his strength is in no way inferior to Uchiha Madara, the young clan head of the Uchiha. As for Senju Tobarama, I've only simply heard his name. Uchiha Madara, as the heir to the top-tier ninja clan, Uchiha, had already gained some renown even before the Great War experienced by the Hagoromo family. However, at that time, people only knew him as the young clan head of the Uchiha clan, but they didn't know his actual name. It wasn't until the past year that the name Uchiha Madara began to appear more frequently in people's ears. Conversely, as the Uchiha clan's old rivals, the Senju clan, a few years ago, had no young ninja in their younger generation whose fame could rival that of the Uchiha young clan head. Therefore, many ninja clans in the Land of Fire at the time secretly speculated that once the younger generation grew up and the older generation passed away, the Senju clan would likely be suppressed by the Uchiha. However, what surprised everyone was that in the past year, the name of the Senju clan head, Senju Hashirama, gradually began to appear frequently. Furthermore, there were rumors that Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara had clashed several times, with their strengths being evenly matched, and the Uchiha clan had not come forward to refute this. This sudden change could only make the many ninja clans in the Land of Fire sigh with emotion, acknowledging that the Senju truly lived up to their name as a top-tier ninja clan on par with the Uchiha, and that the strength of their younger generation was indeed not something they could casually speculate upon. After hearing Hagoromo Tero's words, Hagoromo Chicken was stunned for a moment, then couldn't help but laugh. Senju Hashirama, huh? That guy's a country bumpkin, as simple-minded as they come. When it comes to schemes and tricks, he'd be completely crushed by Senju Tobarama. Hagoromo Tero was instantly startled by Hagoromo Chicken's words. This Senju Tobarama is even more formidable than Senju Hashirama, the heir to the Senju family. Hagoromo Chicken shook his head. No, I'm talking about schemes and tricks, not strength. If it's about strength, Senju Hashirama could beat Senju Tobarama even with 2 hands tied behind his back. I see. Hagoromo Tero couldn't help but feel relieved after hearing this. If Senju Tobarama's strength could crush Senju Hashirama, that would indeed be somewhat terrifying. Amidst their casual conversation, time passed little by little. Around 10 o'clock, a sudden explosion rang out in the distance, followed by a continuous series of explosions, one after another. They've arrived, Hagoromo Chicken thought to himself. Immediately, Hagoromo Tero and the Yuhi clan head, who were sitting nearby, cautiously stood up. A few minutes later, a group of Yuhi ninja retreated in an orderly fashion from the front, throwing explosive tags behind them as they fell back. As these Yuhi ninja retreated to the defenses, the Tsuruta clan's ninja also pursued them. The Yuhi ninja, already well prepared, under the command of the Yuhi clan head, simultaneously threw out a large number of kunai. The ends of these kunai were all tied with explosive tags, flying densely towards the Tsuruta ninjas' heads, falling silently like raindrops. Defend! A loud shout rang out, followed by many ninja immediately forming hand signs for defense. Earth release. Earth-style wall. A semicircular earthen wall instantly protected the surrounding Tsuruta ninja. The next second, rumble, the kunai, tied with explosive tags, flew quietly and fell with a mighty roar. In an instant, intense flashes of fire continuously erupted amidst the explosions. Since the ninja using earth release for defense varied in strength, several earth-style walls were quickly blown open, and subsequent kunai fell inside. Looking at the kunai suddenly stuck in the ground, and the explosive tags tied to their ends, flickering and burning, the Tsuruta ninja instantly widened their eyes, their pupils filled with terror. What? No. However, before they could turn and flee, the explosive tags burst forth, and the intense flames and shockwaves directly blasted them away. However, the explosions did not stop because of their deaths. The kunai flying through the air continued to fall. After about 1 or 2 minutes, the explosions gradually became sparser. At this point, the Tsuruta ninja hiding behind the earthen walls, seeing that the explosions had ended, immediately dispelled their ninjutsu. Kill! The Tsuruta clan head in the distance gave an order, directly leading the Tsuruta ninja to charge forward again. Chapter 90 The Vengeful Tobarama. Everyone, attack! The Hyuga clan head, gripping his katana, was the first to charge at the new Tsuruta clan head. Hyuga style. Sunset illusion blade. A sunset-like glow enveloped the katana, striking directly at the Tsuruta clan head. Clang! Suddenly, a figure appeared, instantly blocking the strike. Thank you, Lord Hyutu. A bead of cold sweat trickled down the Tsuruta clan head's temple, and he quickly thanked Senju Hyutu. If Senju Hyutu hadn't appeared in time, he might have been instantly killed. Senju Hyutu ignored the Tsuruta clan head and engaged in a fight with the Hyuga clan head. In an instant, several elite jonin appeared directly on the battlefield. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chiharu quickly led his clansmen to provide support. Rasengan. A figure flashed past, and a rapidly spinning ball of chakra was instantly pressed against the Tsuruta jonin's chest. Boom! The immense force sent him flying, knocking down 2 or 3 people in succession. At this moment, Hagoromo Tero followed up with an attack. 3 massive shuriken, manipulated by magnet release, flew out instantly, directly bisecting several Tsuruta ninja. Water release. Water severing wave. Suddenly, a stream of water, as thick as a baby's arm, flew towards Hagoromo Chiharu. Hagoromo Chiharu quickly dodged, but to his surprise, the water stream pursued him. Following the source of the water, he saw a silver-haired young man maintaining a hand seal, attacking Hagoromo Chiharu. Senju Tobarama. Looking at the figure opposite him, Hagoromo Chiharu felt a surge of intense irritation. Why does it feel like this sly old fox is everywhere? 2 or 3 seconds later, the water-severing wave ended. However, before Hagoromo Chiharu could catch his breath, Senju Tobarama immediately formed another hand seal, Water release, Water Dragon Jutsu. Ice release, Ferocious Tiger Assault. The moment the water dragon charged, the ice tiger leapt fiercely, pressing its front paws on the dragon's head, and instantly bit into the water dragon's neck with its gaping maw. Whoosh! The water dragon turned into a large puddle of water, flowing onto the ground, and the ice tiger also lost its chakra support and disappeared. Seizing this opportunity, a chill emanated from Hagoromo Chiharu's feet, and the area within 500 meters instantly became covered in a layer of frost. After all, a battlefield is different from an ordinary fight. In a normal battle, Hagoromo Chiharu could make his ice domain smaller, but on the battlefield, only by gaining enough space to maneuver could he unleash his maximum strength. On the other side, after the frost appeared under his feet, Senju Tobirama instantly became extremely vigilant. After all, the appearance of frost meant that Hagoromo Chiharu could appear at any location at any time. Sure enough, the next second, Rasengan, a strong sense of danger instantly struck from behind him. After perceiving this fluctuation, which was difficult for ordinary people to detect, Senju Tobirama instantly turned around. Clang! The chakra orb collided with the long sword, generating countless sparks. Snap! Suddenly, the long sword broke, and Senju Tobirama used the force to retreat backward. 1 second had passed, and Hagoromo Chiharu, still holding the unspent Rasengan, reappeared behind Senju Tobirama. However, as if Senju Tobirama had sensed it, the moment Hagoromo Chiharu appeared, he directly held his broken long sword and blocked the Rasengan. At this point, the Rasengan's energy began to dissipate, and the remaining chakra instantly erupted, the powerful impact directly sending Senju Tobirama flying. This time, I'd like to see how you dodge. Senju Tobirama had barely landed and regained his footing when Hagoromo Chiharu reappeared, holding an instantly formed Rasengan. Splash! The Rasengan slammed into Senju Tobirama, but unexpectedly, Senju Tobirama suddenly transformed into a stream of water and flowed onto the ground. Water clone. When Hagoromo Chiharu exclaimed in surprise. After realizing what happened, he immediately searched for Senju Tobirama's whereabouts. Suddenly, a kunai with an explosive tag attached flew towards Hagoromo Chiharu. Hagoromo Chiharu raised his hand and struck the kunai into the air, followed by an explosion. Looking in the direction from which the kunai flew, he saw Senju Tobirama slightly panting, holding 2 kunai and staring at Hagoromo Chiharu. It seemed that even with Senju Tobirama's outstanding chakra reserves, consecutively using 3 ninjutsu at his age was still a considerable burden for him. Seeing this, Hagoromo Chiharu immediately prepared to act again without a word. After all, when dealing with a sly fox like Senju Tobirama, even a second's delay could lead to an unexpected situation, and he certainly didn't want to stumble in a ditch. However, accidents don't just not happen because you don't want them to. Just as Hagoromo Chiharu was about to use Ice Jump to attack Senju Tobirama, a middle-aged man suddenly landed beside Senju Tobirama. Judging by his appearance, it was the same top-tier elite Jonin who had confronted Hagoromo Taro that morning. Tobirama, you go deal with the others. I'll take care of this young clan head of the Hagoromo clan. Senju Tobirama nodded after hearing him, saying nothing. Although he didn't want to admit it, he was indeed not a match for Hagoromo Chiharu. Therefore, at this moment, it was the best choice for him to deal with other enemies. Trying to leave. Have you asked me first? Seeing Senju Tobirama intending to deal with others, Hagoromo Chiharu immediately became displeased. After all, the Hyuga clan was already at a disadvantage on the battlefield. If Senju Tobirama were to go to other places, wouldn't the pressure on the Hyuga clan increase even more? So, no matter what, he had to hold back these 2 people now. As soon as he finished speaking, Hagoromo Chiharu directly used Ice Jump to appear behind Senju Tobirama, and the instantly activated Sword of Wind God immediately stabbed towards Senju Tobirama's back. Now that there was an additional top-tier elite Jonin among the enemies, the possibility of Hagoromo Chiharu killing Senju Tobirama was already slim. Therefore, at this time, it was better for him to use a low-consumption ninjutsu like the Sword of Wind God to fight the enemy. However, just as Hagoromo Chiharu was stabbing at Senju Tobirama, the middle-aged ninja beside him directly anticipated the move and swung his broadsword at Hagoromo Chiharu. Hagoromo Chiharu, seeing the unfavorable situation, instantly changed direction, sweeping out the Sword of Wind God in his hand. Sizzle. The sharp wind release struck the broadsword, immediately cutting a notch into it. At this moment, Senju Tobirama also turned around, and the kunai in his hand directly stabbed towards Hagoromo Chiharu's kidney. Holy crap! Seeing this, Hagoromo Chiharu couldn't help but curse. This kid Senju Tobirama holds a grudge. I stabbed his kidney last time, and now he's turning around to get revenge, targeting my kidney. You're too unprincipled, kid. Clang. Senju Tobirama's kunai stabbed Hagoromo Chiharu's waist, and at the same time, 1 second passed. Hagoromo Chiharu's icy color flashed, and he used Ice Jump to disappear.